Давай.
Good to see you, Ksenia. I think the last time we met, it was basically we bumped into each other at the upper lake.
Hmm.
So I'd like to ask you what has changed in your life during this period, almost 10 years ago.
Quite a lot. I think that I don't remember exactly what was in 2017.
Mhm.
Probably at this period, I was already married. I started to live.
No, you hadn't been married yet. You, I think you were working as an interpreter.
That means that we met before,
Yeah. Maybe
because
just mhm, mhm.
I was married in 2016.
Yeah.
That means that probably we met before. Okay. From this moment, I started to be married. I changed my place of living. Now I'm living in Italy. I had a baby. After I decided uh, to change my life and to connect a little bit my life in Italy with Russia, getting different kind of educations. For example, the first was like SMM manager. I got my diploma of SMM manager exactly in February of 2022. And what has happened in this period, you remember? Um, all the social networks started to be closed with Russia, and they had a lot of limits. And from Europe, I understood that perspective is quite difficult. Of course, in 2023, 24, probably, social networks did quite big growing. But working in 2022, but like as a manager, it was always like, every door was closing. And I was very, very, very sad because, you invested quite a lot of money to work on this. I'm working with language, and the main direction was to write texts, and I was writing plots for shorts and so on and so forth for different videos, details, descriptions. I don't know, and I could not do this in Italian because my Italian is good, but not to be like a journalist because I like when you have shadows in language. And I stopped after half of the year of working like as a manager. I stopped because it was not bringing me too much money. I was always under the work and willing to do more. It was always more and more difficult. Several months I had, I cannot tell the depression, but I lost a little bit I lost a little bit myself. And from one moment, I had curiosity to try something new. In parallel, I was doing my therapy with psychologist because, period was quite heavy for me. I cannot tell that I had depression postpartum, uh, but probably also this. Also, my husband had very difficult operation, transplant of one organ, a kidney transplant. And for several years, I could not dedicate time to myself. I was working or for my husband, not working but helping. And after I had immediately a son, and when you have a son, your life is a little bit for some period.
Congratulations, by the way. Yeah, mom, right now. That's
Yes,
cool.
yes. It's like finished for some period, and you becoming like not part of the other person, but quite a lot of time is dedicated to this. And 2022, it was like my moment of growth, but at the same moment, it was very big loss, personal loss, because I understood that profession which I got, not sleeping during nights because having small son, I had no time, other time to study. And I decided to go on with some instruments which were interesting for me, but I didn't know what they can bring me. And it was astrology. I started to learn astrology. First, it was Jyotish. It's like Oriental astrology. After I understood that reading mantras and different spiritual things, they are too far from the way of thinking of Occidental person, like Western. And I changed my direction to Western astrology. After I understood that astrology, especially the kind which the sort which I was studying, it is very similar with psychology, but I had no base of psychology. And all the clients which were coming to me, I was telling, you know, you have problems here. You should go to psychologist. 1, 2, 10, 20 people. And after I understood, but why? I'm speaking with them only once, twice, and I send all of them to psychologists because I see where is the problem, but I cannot help them in reality. Or I can to do some compensatory actions, but I don't understand what is happening, how is functioning. I decided to go and to learn also this. And it was my first course of psychology of 1 year. When I got this course of psychology, I understood that it's very interesting. But till now, it was sort of a little bit esoteric and a little bit classic. I understood that very involving story, but I cannot go on only with this. And I entered in magistrate of Moscow University of Psychoanalysis. And next year, I will become magistrate of psychology. Of course, in parallel, there were a lot of different other courses, small courses. For example, this month I will become cognitive therapist, and this is like specialization in Western Eastern style. We in Russia have a different law, and we. For us, it's not so important to have some specialization. Here is like a base of profession. This is my story for for this period. Of course, during this period, there were a lot of travelings. There were different interesting and less interesting and boring things, a lot of things. But my way, like a personal way, was more or less this.
Interesting, quite challenging time for you, yeah, from one side. But I'd like to ask you, why did you decide to enter the specialty foreign psychology, or psychology, foreign philology, yeah? Back then in 2004, I think, yeah?
Yeah. No, you know, in reality, everything is connected, in my opinion,
Yep.
because now I'm working with a lot of people who are living in immigration, and for example, they are not like the first line of an wave of immigration. They were, for example, their parents were transferred to Germany, for example, and children were born already in Germany, and they don't know Russian very well. And sometimes I'm working in English first. Second, of course, I can work in Italian, but at the moment I don't have Italian clients. And of course, I'm working with Russian people. My work is connected 100% with my language and which words I will find for them. In my opinion, it's even more difficult than to be a journalist because journalists can think. I have no time to think. I should analyze and to express exact word. First, second story, SMM manager and so on, it was always based on my skill to write. I like to write. At this period from 2017, when it was pandemia, I also had a blog in TikTok and I had 100,000 subscribers. Yes, but you know, after I lost, I forgot password and now I'm not using and not developing this page anymore. And this was also my work because I was creating small plots, doing small videos, and it was about Italy, Italian lifestyle. Now, this product, okay, I'm living in Italy, and what else? What I can sell to people? It's difficult to sell Italy now. And that is why I stopped.
So, but going back to the 2004, actually, when you entered this foreign philology specialty,
Mhm.
why did you choose this specialty?
Why? Because it's something what I'm able to do better
Mhm,
than others.
mhm.
I know this.
And was English at school your favorite subject?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't distinguish like favorite subject or less favorite subject. I can guarantee that I didn't like too much chemistry, physics, mathematics, even having quite good marks. English was something very easy to me. When I was entering to university, I was giving documents for Russian philology, for Polish philology,
Oh.
and for English philology.
Mhm.
From all three places, they called to me. I have chosen these departments not because it was like dream of my life, because I knew that I will pass. And from
Mhm.
I forgot, I didn't know exact moment when I should bring the documents, last documents, like last deadline,
Ah.
we can say. And they called to me, and it was like 30 minutes to
Mhm.
bring, because they told, we are waiting
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you, why you are not coming? And in these 30 minutes it was necessary to decide
Mhm.
where to go from these three places. For me it was not so important. I understood that I don't want to be a teacher of Russian
Mhm.
because too easy, and I decided to go on with languages. Polish, of course, was quite interesting, and it was like you remember, it was very important faculty in our university. But I was thinking that probably with English I will have more perspectives. Only this.
Interesting. So you enter in, you how many points did you score, by the way?
I don't remember. I forgot you, another day you sent me these photos from theater. I don't remember what it
Yeah.
was about this spectacle.
Interesting.
No, I remember that it was like ЕГЭ, exam of Russian, and I was on the second place in school. I had like 86 points,
Mhm.
and it was quite difficult exam. I don't know if you passed already. Uh, I had always quite high results, but it was easy for me because my mom was a teacher of English. I never done,
Really? I
yes,
didn't
yes,
know that.
of Russian, sorry,
Ah,
of
Russia,
Russian.
okay.
I've
That,
never done my homework with her, never.
really.
I don't know any rule of Russian language, how to write she, she. I have
Mhm.
like intuition in everything. When my husband, Italian, who is learning now Russian, is asking me why you say this way, I have nothing to tell him. I don't know,
Mhm.
really, I don't know. And that's why he has another teacher, because I understand that I'm writing for me is quite natural, but why, what, how, I'm not thinking, I don't know.
Did you have a diploma at school? Like, were you a student?
Mm, like red diploma, you mean in school?
Yeah, yeah. A
No,
student. No, no.
I had four fours
Mm-hmm.
marks. That is why it was not enough for getting red diploma, this medal. You mean
Yeah,
medal?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. Because exactly subjects which I didn't like, mathematics,
Mhm.
chemistry, physics, and what else? Probably geometry.
Mhm.
It was not my force.
Interesting. So you enter in university. 2004, it's you a first year student. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
another day I was also thinking at which age and year I was entering in university. It was so difficult to remember for me.
18. You were
Thank you for
18.
remembering.
You were 18. It's very simple.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you enter in, and what was your impression, first impression of the course, of the specialty?
Of the course, I understood that I should do something for this period
Mhm.
and for if I want to be remembered, I should take some role, and that is why I asked to be like starosta. I don't know, like leader of the class.
Prefect.
Huh?
Prefect.
Okay. And after, you remember, we had different like days of the student university, and before our course they didn't have any tradition for 7 years. It was like in pause. No one wanted to do this, and I told that I will do. And with my ex-classmate Igor Litvinenko, who he was in journalistics, we did the first time this spectacle. No, I don't know. I know that I was like a little bit out of the company. At the same moment, I was like a center of the company. This was my sensation. And I was feeling quite comfortable. I was going on and had very good communication with my teachers, professors. People asked me very often, we are not ready today. Maybe you will propose them to look some movie, German, for example, or like this. Okay. For me, it was not a
Really? You
problem.
were asked to do that?
Yes, yes. I was,
By which
because
teachers in
is a teacher
particular?
of German. Huh?
By which teachers, by the way?
For example, teacher of German, you remember Anna Gatzke, probably this surname is now because she's married with German. Uh, I was before we were going with her several times to drink beer. We had
Interesting.
mushrooms.
Mushroom.
I was having good relations. For me, it was not any problem to ask. Probably
You
today
were
it could
too
be good
mature for
idea.
your age, yes?
More or less, a little bit, no, a little bit more, but not very far from us. Maybe she had 25, I don't know, like this.
Yeah, so as a teenager, did you read a lot?
Yes.
No.
You know, we were in philology.
Mhm.
Literature was going on quite a lot. In school, I was in linguistic class, and
Really?
all the literature, yes, yes. We were like divided: biological, mathematical, linguistics, and common. Common, it without any direction, normal school. Yes, and I was always reading quite a lot. If you will ask me now what was my last book, I cannot tell you because I'm reading quite a lot, but it's everything about psychology.
Yeah, I think your favorite one was The Picture of Dorian Gray. No?
Probably.
Yeah. So
I'm a do.
it's a good book, but you read it in at university, yes?
Yes,
In
yes.
English. It is a
No,
part
in Russian.
in Russian. But I think you studied this work, yes? As a
No,
part of the
my
curriculum.
diploma was Wilkie Collins.
Really?
Hmm.
Why did you
Woman
cho
in White.
why did you choose this particular author?
Don't think that it was some serious choice.
Mhm,
I was choosing what it
mhm.
was proposed to me by the teachers. They were in love with this author, these books. They gave me some
Who exactly?
ideas.
Because it's English, yeah, we're speaking about English author.
Yes,
And
yes, because
mhm,
philological department, we
yeah,
had like English teachers. Irina Alexandrovna,
Valentina.
Valentina, you
Mm.
see? Okay. Do you want? I will tell you a very funny story.
Yes, I'd love to.
Do you remember in our course there was girl Karina?
Of course, I remember everybody.
Yes, and me not.
Well,
After several years of our university, my one of the best friends, Denise, told me he's not from university. He was a student of BFU, but much time before in German philology. Very great specialist of German language. Wrote a lot of books in German. He told me, Ksenia, come to me. We have a party, and you today will have also your ex-classmate from university. Oh, nice. I'm coming. I'm looking people, and I understand that I don't know anyone. Anyone. I'm a little bit shamed, and I was thinking, but what has happened, Katsu? My God, I don't understand whom I should know. After the girl is coming, starting to speak to me, I understand she, but I don't know her. I don't know. At the end of the party, I understand, my God, today she's in blue dress. And in university, she was always in black dress, long skirt, and sweater like you have. Today she was in blue, and I didn't remember anything. I didn't even remember her name.
Yeah, but the good news is you remember me, so we can do this podcast, yeah? Yes.
Because yes, you're too particular. But
Yeah.
I can guarantee that I don't remember all people, and this is like also particularity of my brain. Uh,
But it can be similarly,
I'm sorry.
it can be simply explained because you remember something that is relevant for you, very relevant. Other
Yes,
anything else you just erase from
yes,
your
yes,
memory.
exactly. More or less this way.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So you defended your diploma, yeah?
Of course.
And were you enjoying the process of exploration of this author and the mystery behind?
No,
No?
no, I was completely ashamed. Uh, you know that we have such phrase: work couple years for reputation of your
Yep.
zachotka,
Yeah.
your list for with marks, and after this other 2 years, she will work on you. More or less, it was happening with me. I had always very
Mhm,
good marks, even having some funny stories about
mhm,
my exams. I was not very involved. I knew that I'm able, if I want, if it will be necessary, I can do more. But if you can do less, why you should do more? This was my logic. And I wrote my diploma. It was excellent. They were bringing me to get a red diploma because I was a
mm,
really excellent student. But honestly, I didn't involve to invest too much
mhm.
potential of mine. I was doing less possible. As the same Karina could read all the books. I was reading only three necessary just to understand. And when I arrived to diploma, I read this book, I wrote quite good work. But after they started to ask me some questions, and couple questions I couldn't reply them, or I replied not exactly what they wanted to get from me. I understood that they were not very happy, but considering that they have like expectations and more or less they know which mark a student will get at the end, it was like already ready document where I should get 5. And they put me 5, but at the moment I didn't reply for 5. I
Mhm.
understand. And when exam finished this protection, Irina Valentinovna went out and told me, escape from here. I'm very, very angry. I told, okay.
Really?
Yes, when it was already getting diplomas, everything was okay. We passed this.
It
I
sounds like
started
her,
to.
by the way. It sounds like her.
Yes, yes, yes. This was my experience. I wasn't shamed too much. Of course, it was not pleasant to disappoint her, but I was
Yeah,
living
but
my best.
on the other hand, you did what she asked you as far as the author. Yeah, you probably would have picked a different one. So you even.
No, of course, I could do even more pleasant
Mhm.
gift for her. If you remember, she was a big fan of Harry Potter.
Not Irina Valentivna, but Ksenia Andreevna.
Both,
Both,
both.
yes,
They
yeah.
were going. Yes, of
I think
course.
Irina Valentivna was into Dickens.
also, but I remember that together they were going together to some events about
Hmm.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
really.
Yes, yes, in past.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yes, yes, and yes, she gave me this idea. I was going on. I was not too much involved
Mhm.
because for me, okay, I will do research, but what's new I can bring? What could be useful of this? I could not find a reply. For example, now doing several scientific works in my course of magistrate, I know that I'm doing something important because it can be like a small development
I
in
understand
profession.
your character. I understand because Einstein, yes, said you should be doing what has meaning to you. And
Yes, for me,
it
yes.
makes sense to you, yes, has meaning, and that's why you're more involved with this work.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Who was your favorite teacher, by the way?
Probably them because I don't remember others.
Yeah, really?
No, in reality, sometimes living in Italy, I'm putting some Italian words because in family we are speaking mixed
Yeah.
sometimes. And in reality, it's in reality. Uh, I was entering in university thanks to Sviridov
Oh,
Stanislav.
I know him. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I think that he was extremely talented
Hmm.
person, and his story of
Hmm.
literature was
Hmm.
very interesting.
So how did he help you?
He was I took about 10 lectures because you
Hmm.
remember, if you know, to enter in philologic faculty, you
Hmm.
should read at least twice or thrice more than school literature
Yeah.
course. And of course, I could not arrive with all these books. And he was preparing me a little bit on these pieces which were out of my formation.
So he taught you the spoilers.
No, nothing. He
No?
didn't know what will be. He was one of these people from the faculty. He
Hmm.
knew what more or less they expect from me, and he gave me some things. But he was not the person who was preparing because I don't know. Maybe it's like governmental exam. He could only imagine what can be, and we did this work.
Interested. I think you see, I think during this book, yes, we were using when we were studying
Uh-huh.
medicine
Yes.
certificate. This is the
Yes. Yes.
first year, yeah, the first year.
Okay.
And what were you using, guys, the second, the third, the fourth year after that? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. Because I like this
I'm very
book actually.
useless.
Hmm? Huh?
I'm very useless for you in this case because if I forgot some people, I forgot a lot of teachers. Uh, I don't know. It's for me. It was also very interesting. Why you are so interested in this period of life? Because my moment, okay, we lived a very nice period, but now I go on. But you're living in this period. What? Why? Explain me. Because for me, it's very interesting. Curious.
A lot of scenes because it was very impressionable time because I was in Verkhatur, I was in other theater, in my band, rock and roll. Yeah, we played with Yura also, he's a drummer, etc. We were interacting. Also in your, I was attending as a free listeners, yeah, of foreign philologists. So it was and the performances with Verkhatura, it was so just mind-boggling because I had come there from KG2. It was boring, very boring. So yeah. And now, because I'm writing a book, sort of this period, and it's I remember everything. Yeah. Yeah. So,
But can I ask?
yeah, of
No,
course.
for me it's very interesting because considering that I don't know what you are doing in your life,
Mhm.
but I see you like small pieces in once per 10 years. Uh, for me, you're like a little bit freezed in this period.
A little
I
what?
understand that freezed, like stopped, like caged this
Ah,
period and keep
frozen.
in your
Frozen.
hands. Yes, and what you're doing now in life, why this past is so important till
It's
now,
it's
because they were a lot of years.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because 2004, I think I met Vitalik. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I started taking classes, English classes from him. And he was living in the basement of
Mm-hmm.
some person who did some trade with amber. And I went to his classes during, I think during the daytime we worked at other theater, yeah, Domus Coast. And then I took my bike and basically rode to his place, Bratskaya Street near Upper Lake. And
Mm-hmm.
I go to this, I don't know, cellar and this little room, 1 meter to like 2 meters. And he had this gas. And yeah, it's very impressionable because I wanted to study English. It was important for me. I wanted to write songs in English, etc., etc. So you see, some composers take the inspiration from the past, yeah, some from
Mm-hmm.
present, some combine, etc. So it was the time where I can get my inspiration because it started gradually healing my wounds because I found
Okay.
a person who really, yeah, who really was very had a very intense personality, and then there was a connection between everything. You in this foreign philology, yes, the Vitalik also you. Then joined Verkhatura, yes.
Of
Then
course.
Ksenia Andreevna Valentino also this language, and we did a performance, yes, also. Do you remember we did a performance? In
No.
interesting,
No, I
interesting.
remember that we did some
Yeah,
things
yeah.
because I told you from this moment it was my idea to propose them to our faculty that we want to do some
Hmm.
events.
Hmm.
Also, we did a lot of performances with Vitalik and Verkhatura group. I remember this. Exact elements, what was, I don't remember.
Hmm.
But not jumping to another story,
Hmm.
returning back to you. What is more important for you?
It's difficult to wriggle out of Ksenia question. So what is the
Yes, of
question?
course. The question, what is more important for you, present or past?
It's different. The present, you live basic in the present. Past, you see, we as humans, we have sometimes when we have very important high energetic moments, we may not talk to anybody about it. And it sits and lives in us, yes, for a long
Mhm.
time. So it cannot be just taken away, extracted, and thrown
No, of
out
course
in the
not.
space. So you kind of take it from yourself in the form of books, songs, etc., etc. So it's like you're saying, moment frozen in the past, but it still generates a lot of energy. Yeah. So do you remember when did you join Verkhatura?
2005, maybe.
Oh, really? 2005.
Right, when
So,
you entered the university.
the end of 2004, the beginning of 2005. Yeah.
Exactly this moment I was entering in university because you told me about Verkhatura,
Yeah?
probably. Yeah.
Cool. That's something that you remember. I don't. But I suppose it might have been the case.
No, I think that probably you proposed me once to go to some spectacle.
Yep,
I
exactly.
went and I told it's very nice. I want to try. And you told probably it's possible. Probably. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to reconstruct the past more or
Hmm.
less was something like this. And this way started my career.
Career of very unusual person. Yes. So, what was the performance that you attend first Verkhatura performance?
I don't remember the name of this, but he was
Neurodora
invited.
or Русский boyfriend?
It was like yellow cap with small balls up on the head of Vitalik.
Oh. Вода богата рыба, рыба богата водой, something like that, probably.
Probably,
He was dancing with Yanina, yeah? Just him
probably.
or another lady. Yeah, it was interesting, but it wasn't 2005, I think. Although
No,
it might,
no,
no, it might be, it might be, it might be. S-
probably yes.
So, interesting. So, what your favorite teachers were these two personalities?
You know, I remember another teacher of Russian literature.
Hmm.
She was telling quite interesting, like esoteric
Hmm.
um, biographies of some Russian authors like
Hmm.
Lermontov,
Hmm.
Gogol, but I don't remember her name. But I remember some stories she told. It was quite involving. Uh, no, of course, there were some other teachers. This a little bit crazy about German philology.
Hmm.
You remember with glasses, he told that you should
Gilmanov?
construct.
Gilmanov, do you mean?
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Yes, I remember
My
this
diploma work was
moment.
with the gentleman.
Ah, yes?
Yeah, soteriology of Beatles, I think, in ah, yeah, in the creative art of Beatles. Yeah.
Yes, yes. He told once, in order to create your vocabulary,
Hmm.
you should do this like we are doing with our muscles. And he started to do
Yep.
some exercises during lecture. Yes,
Interesting.
like to show, doing
Yep.
exercise, your muscles become bigger. And the same with words. And he was giving some strange ideas to
Hmm.
reflect what was the first
Hmm.
egg or hen,
Hmm.
like this word or something
Hmm.
else.
So
It
what was
was
the first?
curious.
Egg or chicken?
I don't know.
Yeah, the circle has no beginning.
Yes.
Yes, interesting, but it's true. Yes, it's true. We had before we in KGTU, I had a physics teacher. He was a not professional, yeah, probably professional boxer in the past. And at the exam, he was
Mm-hmm.
stretching his fists and
Mm-hmm.
scaring the shit out of us. But interesting, it's true. Yes, you kind of grew your muscles. It's brain muscles, yes, creativity muscles, etc. Originality muscle, yeah. So he gave lecture to you guys probably for a couple of years, yeah? Gilmanov, Vladimir Hamitovich.
Maybe even only the first year. The first year.
Hmm.
Also, I remember quite funny and interesting teacher of philosophy.
Hmm.
Uh, he was asking very particular questions sometimes, or he had very strange reflections. For example, you remember this Кипелов «Беспечный ангел».
Yeah, yeah, I know the
I,
song. Hmm.
yes, this song. He was telling, doing his lecture, reflecting. Imagine 35. He is going in his leisure jacket,
Hmm.
sweating. After coming to this lady, put off this jacket because he's completely swept. No, smell is unpleasant. He start to dance like a deer, like an angel. I don't know.
Really?
Yes, yes, he was telling something sometimes very strange. He told, now I have a son. Yesterday we entered a supermarket and he told, Papa, what's this can in aluminium? And inside was meat of horse. He told, I could not reply him that it's his favorite animal. I started to lie, but maybe it was not a good idea to lie. Maybe, this out of philosophy from one point of view. From other side, if you look now, it was quite philosophic ideas to discuss something, not everything. Something were some stories were funny, interesting. Yes, I remember him, and I remember some teachers who were like asking too much, but it was not. The subjects were necessary only if you will go deeply in linguistics, and this was not my approach. I didn't want. By the way, that is why in this moment I didn't go to magistrate because it was possible, but they were proposing only to work on the structure of the language, something what was not my story. I am quite alive. I cannot work on this. That elements.
Yeah. Do you remember this? Did you enjoy your Latin class? Because I attended them for maybe just It
I
was.
remember this teacher, he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
drinking quite a lot, and my queue was almost at the end when he was already quite drunk. And what we did, we wrote all the endings
Hmm. Yeah.
on the table, and he was sitting with his back to the this table, and entering in class, he was, you remember, asking you something, this, that, uh, how here you can do. And we were reading from the table all the replies. He didn't notice anything. And it was like small trick. Before exam, you should give him a good bottle of cognac. I don't
Yeah, yeah.
remember exactly. We did this, and everything was going on.
Yeah, it worked. But it's good. Latin is good because you can use it to understand spells in Harry Potter books. Yeah.
Okay,
Expelliarmus.
I don't need this. I don't need this. Okay, I told you that I'm the person who likes language from
Yeah.
one side, but for me, language is an instrument
Yeah.
to express myself, to describe, to enter in your heart, but not to understand these shadows uh, or structure or history of origin. Not so important for me.
So you visited this performance, Verhatura. Yes, you were
Of
impressed,
course.
and then
Oh,
you went to rehearse with them. How did it happen?
yes, I started
Mhm.
several years. I remember it was Kosmodemyansky, this village,
Oh.
and to arrive here, you should.
Hmm.
I was living in Artilleriska.
Yeah,
It's
I remember.
very
Hmm.
far. But twice or thrice per week, I was going to this place. I remember how it was like -20,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah,
you are
yeah.
waiting on
Hmm.
last stop coming in this place. It was not heated very well. It
Hmm.
was always quite fresh.
Yeah.
And we were doing our classes. I don't know if you remember, he had a lot of old dresses, like costumes,
Hmm.
like these
Yeah, yeah.
pieces for carnival. And we were dressing sometimes in these crazy dresses. And we were doing some dancings. It was very nice time for me. I remember this very well. And
But what was the first performance that you did with Verhatur?
I don't remember.
Yes, name.
You know, I'm destroying your interview because I don't remember
That's
anything.
fine. I will. I think the first one was perhaps everything is bad in Russian, like все плохо. Yeah.
Probably.
Or je pas trop tard. No.
Well, это Ankicher.
You,
Also this was,
you
yes,
participated
probably.
in this one.
Probably.
Yeah.
I,
S-
I, I, I can tell you what I was doing.
mhm,
Yes, in several spectacles I was participating. The names kill me, I don't remember.
mhm,
But we had a lot of performances also before theater because
mhm.
sometimes Vitalik was doing, for example, with Yanina or with
Yeah, yeah,
Katya
yeah, yeah.
Panchina.
It's so separated for guys who like knew and already
Yes,
established
and in
dancers.
these performances, I was always having important role. For example, once I was waitress with
Hmm.
some glasses
Hmm.
which were with glue attached with this base, and they were full of champagne, and I was moving in very sexy dress, a little bit even too much,
Yeah.
and people were following me, but trying to take these glasses, they could not arrive. Sometimes I was coming to the theater like it was a joke. Theater was starting before, and we were doing these crazy things. Someone was selling spoiled tomatoes. I was coming to men in also quite sexy dress and asking, there is no place anymore. There are all the tickets are sold. Can
I
I sit on
remember
your
the stuff.
knees?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Can I sit on your knees? Okay.
Ah, do you mean like you did it with the audience
Yes,
during the
yes, with
performance?
people outside before the performance.
Before the
Yes.
performance.
And during performance, there were other roles. After I
Interesting.
was giving champagne, after I was doing something like
So,
this,
so what was the
uh,
reaction? Like, what is she crazy lady doing here? Or what was the
but
reaction?
imagine, I don't know what to tell about me today, but I was quite slim, very nice.
Mhm.
Dress was quite I told you a little bit even too much. And
Controversial.
I was coming to quite nice guy and
Hmm.
asking, can I sit on your knees
Hmm.
for this spectacle?
Hmm.
How your reaction could be?
Well, help yourself. Yeah. Help yourself. So, but it's, yeah, I remember it. I think it was a certain transition, Verkhature's transition going from only dancing performances into politics. Yes?
Yes, after he became he was very interesting for extremist department.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember this. Yes, and it's also his marriage, but probably at this period I was already not participating in this
Hmm.
because also me,
Hmm.
I was going to the politics. I was in
Yeah.
movement for young people. If you remember this
Separate
movement
from
now.
Verkhatura, yeah?
Yes,
Hmm.
from Verkhatura, I transmitted myself to Nash. It was
Hmm.
department, like movement of young people who
Hmm.
was supporting Putin. Vitalik remained on the line of extremism. I
Hmm.
was for the government.
Interesting. Good company.
Yes. Yes, but in any case, it was not so important. I wasn't. If I could meet him and friends from Verkhatura, we were going on our life. For me, it was a very funny time,
Hmm.
very good way to earn money, and also some extremely crazy movement
Hmm.
because we were doing quite a lot of forbidden things. Please don't put this into.
But no, no, I don't cut anything, everything. Says what kind of
Okay,
forbidden
okay. No,
things?
I'm joking. Of course, you can do whatever you want. No, we were doing quite a
Hmm.
lot of funny
Hmm.
things, but I was always on the side of kindness, and he was
Hmm.
on the side of evil.
Evil who?
Vitalik, but he was.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Uh, he was the person who
Angel
was in
and
the
the
list of
Lucifer. Angel and
extremists.
the Lucifer.
Yes, and me, I was working for the Putin. I'm just.
Yeah. You could have told off on Vitalik, yeah? And he would be
No, I
behind the
was
bars.
enjoying always Vitalik, but understanding that for me, I'm always sure that it's
Yeah.
better to be in friendship with
Hmm.
government than to be not in friendship.
Interesting. Yeah. And did you participate in contact improvisation?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yes.
How did it make you, uh, how did it make you feel, the life in general? Because it's not usual experience.
You know, it was curious for me.
Hmm.
Far many years ago, it was like my start to feel different, quite strong practices.
Hmm.
And because after I was doing regressions, constellations,
Hmm.
you have ever heard these things?
Which one?
Constellations.
It's mean reading stars.
No, it means that when you are working with energetic
Hmm.
fields. And regression, when you are analyzing your subconscious about your previous lives, for
So you
example,
already
karmics.
yeah, already started connecting these disciplines, yes?
No, no,
No?
it was like my first flash of something.
Hmm.
Because for me, what is this? Tell me the name.
Contact improvisation.
Contact improvisation. Yes, it's something about energy.
Hmm. Yep,
You are
exactly.
doing this with closed eyes. You feel another body, and you try to adapt yourself this way. What is this? You're working, feeling an energy of another person. Sometimes you know that, no, I feel not very good energy for me, and you change. And this was like first step of much more strong practices, which I
Hmm.
did previous couple years, 4 years ago. The last 4 years probably when I started to learn astrology, psychology, and so on and so forth.
Did contact improvisation make you feel more in congruence with your own body? feel your physicality?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and for me is also very important because considering that I need a lot of therapy, I'm doing all the research before doing this on clients and myself, of course. Uh, in some moments, especially traumatic moments of life, that doesn't mean that I had something extremely dangerous. It's only how you consider at this period, these moments. I understood that I a little bit canceled my sensibility because I have quite high level of sensibility, and just to not to feel too much, I reduced
Interesting.
this.
I wouldn't
Yes, it's
say
not.
that.
It's
I wouldn't
quite
say that back then because you
obvious.
always seemed to be so unimpressed and so above the worry, like, like untouchable
Yes,
queen or something like
but
that.
it's for some people,
Hmm.
someone is jealous for this,
Hmm.
but in reality, it's a quite big problem
Hmm.
because for me to be impressed, I don't know what to do. It's difficult sometimes. I know that when I go to Europe, to be impressed, quite difficult. I want to go to Africa and to see
Hmm.
something out of our context to feel wow. Yeah, I feel I understand this. Asia for me is very impressive. But for example, Euro is quite obvious.
Interesting. So, uh, uh, Yuri, yeah, he was also with us during this the
Yes.
period, and then in 2006, our course had finished, where me and Euro also participated, and you graduated in 2008, I think. Yes,
Yes.
but I was also always interested. Was Yuri like studying with you guys, or he
Yes.
took a year off? No,
Probably he took a
yeah.
year off
So
because, in my opinion, he didn't finish with us.
yeah, he graduated at a different time. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was the most important thing that you took from university, from the specialty?
From the university.
Hmm.
All the skills which I'm using
Hmm.
always. If you want to get something, try to be noticed from the beginning. Uh, uh, Create your network. Work on your
Hmm.
reputation before. After
Hmm.
reputation, it works on you.
Hmm.
What else? Ability to study, probably, to find the most necessary elements to do just to get result. Uh, what else? What else? High education is always developing your brain, which is giving you sort of special formation. And what else? What else? Probably
Are
this.
you a different person now, if you
Of
compare yourself?
course.
Yeah.
And
In
I
essence,
think
in
that it could be
essence,
very sad.
in essence.
Uh, yes,
Hmm.
I think that we are changing.
Hmm.
And for me, it could be a very sad
Hmm.
story if I were the same person.
Yeah.
Because for me, to be stable, it's stagnation. When we are developing, when we are in dynamics, it's development.
Yeah, that's true. So now you're a psychologist
Yes,
and you coach people in English, in Italian, in Russian,
yes,
in
these three languages
all the
I do this.
languages.
Not all, only these three.
There's three. Yeah,
Mhm.
and
In Italy, in reality, I cannot work till now in legal way.
mhm.
That is why my choice is to work with Russian or with people in immigration in Europe or in the world. Because here, to become a psychologist, I should enter in order of psychologists.
Mhm.
And to become a psychologist, it's real medical profession here considered. I should study 10 years.
Yeah, and I think, do you remember we were doing this choreography and there's also two guys? We casted two guys as a devil, yes, and it was the end of the first year. I struck a deal between cheaters because it's sort of the deal was I attend your classes as a free listeners, and in exchange I was playing some song during the Christmas, etc., and maybe some performances. And we did one performance, yes, with you guys. Like,
Probably.
yeah, but do you remember? Yeah, we were conducting it, and do you? There was a teacher, I think Fidorenko, her name was. Yes, no, she she was very strict. She had black hair, very strict, traditional. She was criticized sometimes by Ksenia Andrea for not talking a lot, being silent, which is not a good recommendation for English teacher. But she was a sort of introvert and very classical and strict. But
Ah,
do you remember? Yeah, yeah.
yes, something I remember. Yes, very boring also.
Well, classically strict, yeah, I would say, like Professor McGonagall. So, and we did this performance, and she was in the audience, and she came to me after that, like, oh, I enjoyed and enjoyed the show, and I'm like, wow, that's a surprise, because I thought of her like two, not above these performances, but probably anyway, it was quite an inspiration, her reaction. So then I think we had a lot of classes just sort of side to side. That's your group, yes, and we and Yura in a different cabinet, yes. It's just
Mhm.
very Yura just was actually jumping, yes, from one group to another, dependent on the subject, yes, and also sort of juggling his drumming and saxophone player
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
duties, yes. And did he, by the way, did he? You graduated at different time. I was thinking, did somebody convinced him to play saxophone during the graduation because he was refusing. That's flat.
No,
Yeah.
in my opinion, he was when I've met
Hmm.
him. He was quite involved on this. He was working,
Hmm.
earning money
Yeah,
by
yeah.
playing music. He was quite professional already. No, I don't know too much about his life because
Hmm.
he was of course part of our course from one
Hmm.
side, from other side quite reserved
Hmm.
person.
Yuri,
Yes.
mm, because what makes you think that?
No, I what makes me think.
Hmm.
I didn't know too much about
Hmm.
his personal life
Hmm.
apart work, for example. And usually people are telling me quite a lot of
Yeah.
personal things.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, but
From these years,
hmm.
from my university, I noticed that I remember even once a story. I was
Hmm.
sitting in park reading
Hmm.
book,
Hmm.
arrived one man and started to tell me his story of his life, his problems
Who?
that he had. I don't know
Oh.
even.
Hmm.
Just in park, a person who was pathing, he noticed me and
Huh?
started to tell me that some people want to kill him, that he is very stressed and so on. I was listening after he told,
Hmm.
sorry, you spent so much
Hmm.
time. Can I at least offer you some coffee? I told,
Hmm.
okay. But not because I wanted the coffee, because I understood that he needs to continue to tell me a little bit
Yeah.
more. Just when we are speaking,
Hmm.
I'm becoming like container where you are throwing
Yeah.
all your rubbish inside. But for you, this can be even
Yeah.
more easy to go on. Go on. Yes, it's one of the parts of psychologist, and probably some formation started to be formed from this period because I'm sure that we are what we are. We start from the design of our childhood,
Hmm.
and everything we are doing is just because we should arrive in point B.
Yeah. And what was one of the most impressionable moments of your childhood?
From which? From my childhood?
Yeah.
Oh, there are a lot.
A lot?
You ask psychologist. I
Yeah.
know that every moment is very important. No,
Yeah.
the most impressive I cannot tell because uh, probably something what was impressive for me, it could be quite obvious for someone, but it's not so important to be impressed. It's very easy to be impressed in childhood
Mhm.
because you are small, you have no instruments to act, and every moment of life you should survive and to find the best way of adaptation for you. Usually it's not very progressive story. Sometimes we are choosing not the best way but what is happening in childhood is becoming like your pattern of behavior. And working in psychology, we should to see again and again all your small patterns and to change them for the best model
Yeah,
of behavior.
exactly. That's a interesting instrument of psychology and of psychologist when you sort of observe and connect, try to separate the thoughts from the past and present, and but it's again it depends on your specialty because for some specialties, the more wicked and twisted these thoughts are, the better it for music or for the book because you can channel it directly and dramatize and make a plot, a story. So
Exactly.
if you're balanced, if you're happy, you don't have a conflict inside. How are you gonna? How the hell are you going to be writing the book? So it depends
Can
on
I tell you,
specialty. Yep.
it's impossible to live without conflict inside of you. It's impossible
Yep.
because the conflict, some pain which you have
Hmm.
inside,
Hmm.
is necessary element for your growth, personal growth. If there is, if you're happy,
Hmm.
everything is stable
Hmm.
in your life. For our soul, I'm a little
Hmm.
bit, I'm believing it's my personal. If I'm working with person who is completely, I don't know, pragmatic, I will never tell him in these terms. But I'm sure that all of us are here for something, for some aim, we can say. And if you have no development, or your soul is not getting new important experience, there is not necessity to live and you will die.
Interesting. Interesting.
This is,
So your mom was teacher of Russian. Yes, it's
yes.
ninth. It's higher grades. Yes, ninth, 10th grade, or
She was working from all sides in kindergarten,
hmm.
in school, in college, and in university.
Hmm.
And after her career finished with trainings for top specialists.
Finished. Why finished?
Because my mom now has 65 and she's in pension.
Well, that's boring. You need to work until you die. Anyway, anyway, but your dad, what was his specialty?
My dad from the mom's line was a professor in university,
Really?
and he
That's
was
where you
married with
got your
his,
genes, yeah? Or
probably yes.
professor of what? Of
He was
what? What?
professor. I don't even, I cannot tell you.
Yeah? Do you mean he
Yes,
left you
but
guys? How old were you
yes,
when he left you?
he died in 1994
Oh,
probably. Yes,
why
and
did it
I was
happen?
quite small till now, but I know that he
Mhm,
was always quite intellectual
mhm,
man.
mhm,
He was participating in World War II, and
mhm,
he had contusion,
mhm. Oh,
and for him it could be quite difficult to
mhm,
do physical
yeah.
work. But considering that he was very intellectual,
Mhm.
he was working as a professor in university,
Which subject?
and
What subject?
what this I don't know honestly.
That's the most interesting thing. But probably
But no,
languages.
for me, this was not a very
Yeah?
interesting thing. For me, it was much more interesting because my dad was born.
Mhm.
I think that Soviets started to be destroyed.
Yeah?
He was exactly from the family of like Christiani, countryside people,
Yeah.
and till
Yes.
now
Mhm,
in countryside it was like flow of like rich people,
mhm,
Christiani. I understand. His mom was working. She was married, and she was working in a house of a rich man,
mhm,
and all. But they were Christiani,
mhm.
and all these
Peasants.
four guys
Mhm.
got high education. And here I have a lot of questions. How Christianian could get high education at this time? All the families are full of secrets, and the idea probably that he was not of the origin of his father.
Interesting.
And also his brother also became in Soviet time quite famous person. He was Fyodorov. You can read some stories about him in Wikipedia. He was a politician, and they had very big quarrel. But all four brothers were very high educated, being from very simple family. We can do some ideas, hypotheses.
What are they?
That they were not the children of this person with
Mhm.
whom the grandmary was married.
So you have a lot of genes, a lot of history in your genes, yes.
Yes,
And
I'm learning this. I like this anthropological
mhm.
side of to learn. Yes, there are a lot of interesting stories also from father's side to tell. Uh, Also from my father's side, probably I have very interesting origin. Not exactly surname which I'm bringing
Really?
with me. Yes, also this. And for me, this is much more interesting because it's like creating like design of the family and your capacities and analyzing this. You can do a lot of very interesting conclusions because I believe in ancestors. You believe that some elements of your past, for example, 20 years ago, could influence your life, but in reality, your ancestors influence you much more,
Yeah,
10
ancestors,
times more.
yeah, they are impactful. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're always living in you, always. And what you are doing is always some patterns which you already know from them.
Yeah, it's interesting because as a psychologist, you have to understand yourself, your own patterns, yeah, your all past, your all deep and dark stuff. Yeah, you need to go in every nook and cranny, yeah,
Yes, because if you
not
will not
running
do
from
this
yourself.
if you will not do this job, you cannot bring
Hmm.
in these profound stories your
Yeah,
clients
to your client, you can bring clarity. Yeah. So how did you do this research of yourself?
time by time. It's
Hmm.
impossible to stop. You will always
Hmm.
enter in more profound profiles of your family. You will find always more and more replies. But it's impossible to tell now I'm elaborated me 100%. If you elaborated you 100%, that means that you died, that you did everything you could in this life. No, I know that I have till now always a lot of job on myself to understand directions where to go and so on.
At which age, what is the earliest age you remember yourself?
It's beginning how I don't remember too much, some flashes from
Mhm.
my past, some stories, but you know, it's not so important
Mhm.
what you remember.
Mhm.
You always have
Yeah,
all the replies in yourself.
yeah,
First and second, your body remembers everything.
yep.
If you don't remember, there are other instruments to enter in your remembering. Sometimes if you don't remember some events of past, it's not necessary to enter in them. And probably it's protective story of your brain
Mhm.
because if you will remember it in very obvious way,
Mhm.
it will be very painful for you.
It's interesting, but sometimes during the therapy, that's a good idea to relieve these painful moments. Do you do it with your clients?
To
Or
relieve, yes, of course,
and
always.
do you do it
Sometimes, yes.
do you do it with them or do you give them homework? Yeah.
No, depends.
Mhm.
If person had very big traumatic
Mhm.
moment of the past, better to do with him always because it will be re-traumatization, and he should have some support to pass this story. Sometimes people who is eager to enter in their past to relive these stories, but in reality, probably not necessary to bring them because for them it's like good excuse not to live life today, and this is much more important
What does
and
it
you
mean
should.
to live life today?
Some people are keeping too much their past
Mhm.
and they don't
Like me,
think that
yeah,
life is.
writing the book from the
I don't know, I didn't tell
2014.
this.
Yeah.
I didn't tell this. No, but sometimes
Yeah.
is you know for you, you are telling about quite bright moments of your life, but we are speaking about psychological clients, about difficult moments of their
Yeah,
life.
yeah, exactly.
But if you didn't live in a correct way, that means that you freeze this
Hmm. What
experience
does
in
it
your
mean
brain.
live in the correct way? What does it mean to live in correct way? Is there
Solution
a
which
correct
you
way to live?
uh, okay, we can tell not profitable for you. Sometimes you can do you know
What
we
does
are
it mean
trying
not
to.
profitable? Even bad
I
experience
will
making us
explain.
stronger.
For example,
Hmm.
there is such strategies. The name is win-win.
Hmm.
When I'm
Yep,
speaking
yep,
with you,
yep,
you
yep.
win,
Hmm.
and I'm
Yep,
speaking about myself. Probably I also get some approaches and I win.
yep.
But we usually lose something when we lose.
Hmm.
But when
For
you
for
lose,
example.
for example, I don't know, sexual harassment,
Hmm.
you cannot win this story. But at this very
Well, you
strong
can sue the
moment of
guy
your
for a
life,
couple of $1 million. You can win.
no, he win probably. He enjoys this moment, but for you, it can be very destructive story, completely destructive story. And at this moment, what is happening? How is born
Hmm.
traumatic period? You have very strong emotions. You remember your body remembers something, and at this moment, you
Yeah.
have like cognitive process, which is understanding that these were my triggers, for example, this smell, these sounds, these colors, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I have a friend. I have a friend. She has a friend who was raped as a teenager, and every time I was speaking to her, it's just like very different, it's so intense, and sometimes it sort of blames you.
Yes.
So that it's very like fucked up inside, and it's understandable because a traumatic event, and everybody channels it and tries to heal the wounds differently. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Yes, practically, at this moment of very strong emotion, you have no pause to think,
Yeah.
and your brain is taking the one possible solution to survive in order
Yeah.
to survive. But usually, what
It's called
agree
fight and flight
and
effect.
have.
Yeah, fight and flight effect, I think in English. Yeah, when you're always on the alert, always just trying to protect
Yes,
yourself.
and
Yeah.
after usually, if it was too much painful moment for you, you're like it's impossible to remember this. Our brain very often is eliminating these records, but in subconscious you always have some triggers which can activate this story. And when you were speaking with your friend, probably she was not coming back always at this trauma of raping, harassment, I don't know, whatever. But there were some triggers which were throwing her at the same point, and she remembered what to do in this situation in order to
Yeah.
survive, to protect herself, how to protect herself to survive.
Yeah, it's
And till the moment you will not elaborate this, you will be always coming back to this unproductive, because, for example, you are probably not dangerous person for her, but she doesn't know and always reacting like the world is always dangerous.
yeah, yeah. It's very similar to these reflexes that we have. Yeah, similar reflexes. Like switching on the light every day, yes, and we put it into a different place and we we
Yes,
sort of try to
but
feel the previous one. Yeah.
correct lifestyle. You asked me question previous. That means that this person is always under the control. She's
Yeah.
controlling every second of your
Mm.
life in order not to enter in similar
And
situation.
so you
And
think this control prevents her from living in the present, yeah?
yes, because you have like I don't know battery.
Hmm.
This battery has energy. And we have more or less all people have similar quantity of energy, but someone can go on spending this energy to
Yeah.
develop yourself,
Yeah.
to do something
Exactly.
beautiful. Someone is spending his energy to control situation in order to survive. This is not productive and
Yeah.
this is not correct for you at the moment. I mean this.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so it has to be the thought pattern or the behavior pattern first should be recognized, yes, and then should be replaced with a better one.
Before I should know you very well, your story, your request, for example, you can tell me, I'm not people usually don't know what they know to treat and
Hmm.
what is the reason they're coming to me and telling, for example,
Hmm.
I'm not earning enough money,
Hmm.
or I'm always quarreling about very stupid things,
Hmm.
or I don't know, I want to work on this element of my life. I should understand request. After I show him what to do with his way of thinking, because psychology was born from from
From
philosophy.
Dostoevsky, it happened from Dostoevsky books.
No. Dostoevsky, yes, he described, but they were not solutions. There were a lot of questions without reply. Psychologists trying to reply you some questions and to give the best possible way to resolve things. And psychology was born from Daoism, from philosophy, but we can tell that the first moments which were getting very big influence on psychology, scientists which were looking for animals. And they noticed that animal is doing some things when he has some particular stimuli. For example, if you kick the dog, he will escape. That means that we have some reaction
Hmm.
after some stimuli. But going on, looking on the people, we can get that our reaction is always born not only by stimuli, but also by our way of thinking. And first think, which I'm sometimes we have no entrance for thinking, but if you have the entrance to thinking, this is the easiest way and also very difficult to change something in your life. Good therapy when you have small change in your life, in your pattern.
Yeah. It's interesting, but it raises a couple of questions. The first one is sort of which field, or the Freudian, Carl Jung, yeah, from elements of Dostoevsky, which maybe element you are more
Method.
method, any practices that close to your personality that you've been using, yes, during your classes, and yeah, and the second
In
question.
reality,
Okay. Yeah.
I started from a very esoteric lifestyle,
Hmm.
but I understood that it's quite long. It's very spiritual, gives a very big effect, but sometimes it's not necessary. I don't need to surprise any more clients.
Hmm.
I'm working with cognitive therapy, which is
What's the main idea of the
scientific.
cognitive therapy?
Our way of thinking
Hmm.
is done from small pieces. They named cognitions.
Hmm.
And just to understand what is happening with you, we should understand your way of thinking.
Hmm.
We should divide your flow of thinking
Hmm.
in small pieces and to see exact thoughts.
Interesting.
Usually, when you take this, you don't think how to do your fingers, because many years ago you learned became automatic.
Yeah.
And
You
personality
start
is
to think
shaped.
about how you breathe and you sound suffocating.
Yes, no. Personality is shaped, formed himself or herself before 6 years old.
Really?
All the situation in life you had before 6 years old, they give very big influence on all of your life. From these moments, from this period, was born every pattern of your behavior. But what was you are at 6 years old? Very fragile, small. You could not analyze ambience very well. You were a very limited person at this moment. And when you enter today in some situations, sometimes you act like a child of 3, 5, 6 years old. And the idea of psychologist to find what was your story, what was shaped, and to try at this element to change small thing, which is giving you just a new pattern. At the beginning, it's quite difficult because you should always analyze yourself, analyze. After you enter, you catch, and it becoming your new behavior.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you keep files? Files for every client of yours?
Yes,
Yes, where you take notes, yes?
yes,
It's like
yes.
Like being when we were at university, yeah, we took notes, yes, what the teacher was saying, basically the same, yes.
Yes, I can tell you even more. I'm writing a story of each session,
Hmm.
and after some period, I'm analyzing this with artificial intellect, just to see progression. Because of course I see progression, but
Hmm.
sometimes it's very easy to show to the client. And it's very structural story, and I like because cognitive therapy is very strategic and very structural story
Hmm.
also, and I'm also quite structural.
Interesting, very interesting. Do you remember yourself being in your mom's belly?
Uh, yes, I was doing some practices about this, and of course, I don't remember. It's an unconscious story, but my body remembered this. And when I was asking
Who?
my
Who remember
mom,
this? Ah, your body. Yeah.
yes, my body and my sensation, my intuition was
Hmm?
telling me some moments. When I was asking my mom, she confirmed me everything
She what?
about my sensations. You
Conf
know,
Confirmed?
can we have small pause?
You'd like to have a cup of tea?
No, tea I have here, but I need technical pause.
Okay, okay, yeah, I can press the pause. Yes.
Yes, you can even leave this record, but I need 2 minutes
Yeah,
even,
that's
and I
okay.
will
Okay,
come.
yeah, that's
Okay.
that's fine. Okay. It's interesting because I just was thinking about this thing. Look, we were speaking about the psychological stuff, and do you know some people have more desire to achieve things, to accomplish, others less. Do you think it
Mhm.
is somehow connected with psychology and in which way?
With trauma, usually, because we should to prove to someone or to the world,
Mm-hmm.
usually to someone, to mom
Hmm.
or to father,
Hmm.
but in more profound way to mom, that I'm a good person and you can be proud of me. Or sometimes we try to do something to show them that I'm not like yours and you fall down in the hole. Even more, where you can in analysis to find that you are more similar with your mom or with your parents. You cannot escape from your roots. And that is why you should accept that your roots is the biggest force for you.
Yeah, that's interesting. So in a way, this trauma in this case works for a person.
Of course.
So
But
what?
but I can tell you,
Why should we
uh,
get rid of this? Yeah, if it does the job.
uh, have you ever read about Hitler?
Well, I have an idea of the guy's career. Yeah.
Yes, you know that he wanted to do something where
Hmm.
he was not accepted. I don't know
Yeah.
about his very young stories from the childhood,
Hmm.
from his family, but already in this period when he was not accepted in university for the art and so on and so forth, he should compensate in some way
I
all
think that
this.
this info was in Mein Kampf. Yes, his book. I think.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. For example, if you will read about a story of Elon Musk,
Hmm.
also quite difficult and very complicated story. If you will read about Steve
Hmm.
Jobs,
Yeah.
all his story is there are a lot of traumatic moments on
Yeah.
his life.
So no
Sometimes,
trauma, no Apple computers. Yeah.
yes, yes, of course. Sometimes you can elaborate your trauma, and in any case,
Hmm.
every trauma is for some people is like black hole where you
Hmm.
can throw a lot of energy. For other people, it can be like sort of big resource.
Hmm.
Just small example. There were two girls who were raped from one disco. You know this maniac, and who they were brought under the earth for some garage under the earth. And he was doing for 4 years sexual harassment with both of them, and they had under this earth children. Sometimes once per month he was
Is it
bringing
a
them
real
out
story?
to
Yeah.
clean. Yes, yes, it was in Russia, the
Contemporary
story.
or in the past?
maybe 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, but it was quite famous
Yeah.
because there were a lot of movies, programs
Mhm.
about this. You can find this story. And what has happened with these two girls? One a girl went out, and this period of life for her became like a disaster.
Mhm.
She closed herself in a room.
Mhm.
She eliminated herself from the world. And what we can tell, she continued to live her trauma
Mhm.
in this limited way. Another
Mhm.
girl went out from the same room, created a center which was helping to women in sexual harassment.
Mhm.
She started to support people in similar situations. She became like a leader of the opinion in this situation, and she started to help to people. The same event, different
Mhm.
conclusion. The same trauma. One continued to live this trauma.
Yeah, it
Another
makes me
one,
think. It makes me think about Robin Williams. Do you know this actor who hanged himself?
yes, but I
And
don't know his
he's
story.
yeah, he's very talented, incredible actor. Just impacted generations, and he was a comedian as well. And then he had a family, he had kids, everything, like fortune, and then hang himself because of course there are speculations because I think I suspect that he couldn't behave differently to not to disappoint his audience, etc. It was always the same patterns, the same pattern, couldn't be changed. But it's sad actually. So such like such talented people, and that's where psychology but I think he used it, but um, sometimes they call it you cannot save yourself from yourself. Yes, if we speak about like famous people who left us from drug overdose, like Amy Winehouse, etc., etc. But is it true we can't sometimes help people escape themselves? So they, in other words, they should.
Cannot escape yourself. You can only accept yourself.
Well, yeah, and so to make conscious choice to have a change, yes, and then
Yes,
start working on this. So you have files, a lot of files for every client of yours, yes?
yes,
Do you have
something like
big
this.
file for yourself?
No,
No? But you study, for example, childhood, you study different, you just memorize it.
yes.
Cool.
It's not so necessary. I told
Hmm.
you to remember every detail.
Hmm.
But my friend, who is also psychologist, she's writing diary always.
Hmm.
And if you see and you start analyze your dates, for example,
Hmm.
you can find
Oh, it's an interesting
even
subject.
terms.
Well, tell me, why do people analyze their dates? To find a perfect
Yes.
partner for them.
No, 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 no. For example, Jung was writing every
Hmm.
dream he had,
Uh-huh.
just to analyze. When you're a psychologist, sometimes you can use different stuff. She's writing
Hmm.
every her day of
Hmm.
life, and when she is analyzing, sometimes during years she finds that at the same day is happening the same event.
Really?
It's like cycles. Yes,
Hmm.
we have a lot of cycles. And I can tell you, there is such very interesting department in psychology where you can learn your generations.
Hmm.
And uh, in these generations, you can find similar events. For example, your granny had, your
Hmm.
mom had, at more or less at the same
Hmm.
period of your life, you have. It's like chain. And how to stop this? Sometimes it's good things. Okay, there are good things you can go on, but sometimes they are not good things. For example, I don't know, killings, harassments, divorces, I don't know, whatever. How to stop this? Just to change pattern.
Yeah. So you lived with your mom only with your mom since you were 10.
Only with my mom? No, no. My mom was divorced when I was maybe 1 year old.
Hmm.
And at 5 years old, she already was in relations with my stepfather.
Hmm. And he's now your stepfather.
Always, yes,
Huh?
but I have also
Hmm.
very good relations with my cousin.
Mm, cool. Yeah, so it, interesting situation. Yes, good relationship with
Two
both.
fathers.
What does How did it impact your personality? Good relationship with both men in your family.
In some moments, of course, stepfather was impacting and influencing quite a lot. But I told you that my mom started to date with him at 5 years old. But formation of the personality is happening before 6, 7 years old. That is why I was already quite shaped. My comportation, my patterns were already organized. He was influencing in another way because in this marriage, my mom had second child. This is even more
You have a
important.
brother or sister?
Sister, my sister.
Older, younger? Younger.
Young, of course, younger,
Yeah.
logically.
Yeah. I'm just checking you. Just
Yes,
checking.
and every new child in the family is a big tragedy for previous child because you're living your life at the beginning like a king, the only
No,
one.
it's strategy for the second child, I mean, yes? Not for
For
the first.
second, for sure.
Yeah.
No, for the first
For the
child.
first,
Second
why should
child
it be? For the first.
for
Because
the
less
first, because
attention from the
first
moment.
child. You can read Adler about
Mhm.
this. He wrote he did very big job exactly on the number of the children. For example, if you are first, you will have this patterns. If you are second, you will have this. If you are
Yeah,
third, after if you are the first daughter, if you are the first
yeah,
son, how is different. If you have
yeah.
brothers, if you have sisters, everything is
So,
influencing.
Ksenia, when your life became miserable because of birth of your
Miserable.
second,
Don't
second
exaggerate.
kid, so how old were you when
7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
Interesting. So did you try to get rid of the guy or the girl or sister? Yeah.
No, I didn't try to get rid of, but I understood. I didn't understood in conscious way.
Mhm.
But I was always sure that my sister is in
Taking a
competition with me.
biggest piece of chocolate or cake. Yeah.
No, 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 no,
No.
no, not this way. My mom didn't love too much my father, and she's entering in relations with second man
Hmm.
whom she loved,
Yeah.
and she has another child with him. What do you think? There will be some differences or
Oh,
not?
I wouldn't get a connection like that. Interesting. At
Of
that
course.
age, you already at that age you draw this connection, or
Child
you understood
cannot
now.
child cannot recognize these
Hmm.
elements and analyze in
Hmm.
correct way.
I
She
would never
can
thought I
she
wouldn't never thought about that idea, but it's interesting idea. Is if she loves more the second person, then in I relate to the
That
first
means that
person.
I have, yes, of course. That means that I have some. No, of course, she invested in me a lot of things. She did a lot of things for me, but my feeling about a lot of
Yeah,
things was like I'm already not so important.
interesting, very interesting. What is your name?
My sister
Yeah,
name Nastya.
I never, I've never known that you have a sister. You hid it from us all, yeah. So she didn't get more attention to you, yeah.
Yes, yes, no, probably
No, I never thought that you had a sister. So,
yes,
how old is she now?
31.
31. And what does she do?
She's teacher of English.
Really? Seriously?
Yes, yes.
But why
And
English?
German,
In
also
German?
German.
Is she in Kaliningrad?
She was always dreaming to live in Europe or in America.
But is she now in Kaliningrad?
Yes.
Yes.
And what I can tell you, I was never dreaming to live in Europe or in America.
Oh yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, languages were not so important. I was
Yeah.
doing like it was going okay, it was going. My sister started her career from her school. She started to be a teacher
Unbelievable. I
for the
never knew
pupils.
that you had a sister. Never knew.
In order to go to live abroad,
Mhm.
at the end, who is living abroad? Who is speaking English?
But look, that's understandable. But she's teaching in BFU now, or private classes, or
No,
in
she's
college.
teaching in Oxford Center.
Interesting. What is your name? Important. What is your name? Ksenia?
Anastasia.
Anastasia. Need to write it down. Yeah. So that's interesting. Do you have a good relationship with her?
Yes,
Do you
I have good relations with everyone.
Cool,
No,
cool. So how often do you communicate?
one day see, one day no.
Hmm?
One day see, one day no. Almost every day.
Really?
Quite often.
That's
Yes, quite
amazing.
often.
That's amazing family ties. So, look, as a psychologist, I understand that every profession has its own, like you, as if it's your job, you might subconsciously applying everything in your usual life, yes? Psychological. So
Of
you
course.
have professional outlook at everything that's going on between you, yes?
No, in
That,
reality,
Mhm,
better not to analyze
mhm.
people who are
Yes, yes,
living
that's
through
what
this.
I'm saying, and that's what I'm asking you as a professional psychologist, how it affects, because you sometimes see how
They
to.
hate me. They hate
Yeah,
me.
that's what I'm getting at.
Yes, they hate because it's it's always it's difficult to be
It's like Professor
under.
Snape who can read thoughts and read minds. Yes, you're like Ksenia.
I can guess. I can guess. Knowing some elements, you can
Yeah,
understand what he's
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
or what
yeah,
he will do, and so
yeah.
on. No, of
Mhm,
course. Why I also changed numerology, astrology for psychology because prevision of astrology is like 70%.
mhm,
But psychology, if you understand the structure, how this personality was formed,
mhm.
shaped himself, uh, you can tell even much more sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this
mhm,
because I like surprise, because I
yeah.
believe that person can is able to do something more
Yes.
and something
Are you
different.
surprised by people you know on an everyday basis, for the most part?
I told you some minutes ago that
Mhm,
it's very difficult to
mhm.
surprise me.
Yeah, but still, you need to hope, have some beam of
Yes,
hope.
I want to be surprised. I'm more inspired to people, or if people live in their horrible life, I'm
Mhm,
thinking why you choose this, because everything what is happening with us in reality we choose every day. You're getting up and you choose that today till now I will continue to speak English and to
mhm.
create this podcast and to write my book. You choose every day to do this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you can get up and to tell, stop.
No,
Now
it's not
another
possible.
day.
It's not possible.
Possible.
Not
And
yet,
this
I'm
is the
telling you.
miracle.
Okay,
No, I don't know.
it's possible, but yeah, that's
I
I
don't
don't
know
think.
your aim of your soul, the aim of your soul. Probably you have some plan, karmic, karmic
Yeah,
story
everybody.
context. Uh, and sometimes I'm inspired if something beautiful is happening with a
Mhm,
person, or if people do some crazy experiments even without some result, but I can tell,
mhm.
yes, it's great because you tried and you know now. Because some people they are scared even to try small thing, to change small thing.
Why do you think is
Very
it? Is it because at school or at kindergarten or early people criticize them for making mistakes? Do you think it comes from there?
also,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, from the early age. Because, for example, in their brain can live the thought that good guys they do only this way, and they cannot do it another way because in this case I will become guy,
Hmm.
and if I'm bad guy, I am not necessary, I am not loved, I'm without support, I'm lonely, and this is very big, profound
It's interesting. Do you
scare.
know what's interesting? Some people, like some students of mine, a lot, especially women, um, over dramatic. They have tendency to dramatize. Yes, something small happens and they just like elephant from the fly.
Catastrophization. The name of this idea is catastrophization.
Are you this person? This type of
No.
person? Or you've never been this type of person? Yes?
In some parts, we all have small elements of
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
And
Because
some
it makes the
elements,
story juicy. Yeah, when we show the story.
uh, if you have no, if you don't have black, you can never see white. You
Yeah.
can say this way. And just to understand the differences, the shadows, you should be in both positions.
Yeah. When was the last quarrel that you had with Anastasia, and how did you solve this argument?
With Anastasia, you know, I'm quite directive,
Mhm.
quite
Yeah. You
quite
confront the
directive, and
situation,
sometimes
yes?
I can give you
Mhm.
some advice
Mhm.
of life which you didn't ask. It's our personal story.
Okay.
Yes, especially if I see something what she doesn't see.
Mhm.
But of course, it's always person. You know, I'm not working with her like a psychologist, but sometimes I'm giving her already solution, which I'm
Mhm.
sure that can
She
be.
doesn't take it, yeah?
No, he doesn't take it, but it's correct not to take as a
Yeah,
solution.
yeah.
You should leave your solution by your body. You should
For
take
yourself.
this in very conscious way. When you get ready solution,
Mhm.
but you're living, for example,
Yeah,
in catastrophic way of
yeah.
thinking, or I'm obliged
Mhm.
way of thinking, or in another way of thinking, ready solution for you seems always like impossible story, and you cannot. If you didn't
Mhm.
understand your way of thinking, it's difficult to take ready solution.
Yeah, that's why we need to be more tolerable to other people and sort of let them untangle, yeah, their wilderness. So how did you solve the last conflict that you had with Anastasia?
I don't care too much
Yeah?
already. You
Mhm.
know, in past,
Mhm.
every conflict with my family,
Mhm.
it was very painful and
Mhm.
sensitive story
Mhm.
for me. Sorry, I have a little bit of noise.
Okay. A little bit, yeah.
No. Okay, no, because there are some people here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Some background effects, yeah. Okay.
yes, you know, in past I was very
Mhm.
sensitive
Mhm.
to hear some, to leave some conflicts with my
Mhm.
family, but you know, knowing, understanding what is happening, I became. I think that I superated in some
Mhm.
way some moments. Of course, your family is
Mhm.
always person who knows better than other your weak places, and they point always in these
Yeah,
weak
yeah, yeah,
places.
yeah. They know the
Yes,
weak
and
sides and they can
of course,
punctuate if they, irritate it, put the
yes,
salt
yes,
in the wound, the needle into the wound,
yes. They know how to torture, and till now, I'm sure that they're able. But if in past I could leave these conflicts days, weeks, months, thinking,
Mhm.
reflecting.
Oh,
Now,
now you stop thinking about it like that, yeah?
no, now it's not last more
Mhm.
than 1 2 days, one evening. I don't know. Okay, not pleasant, but I can go on.
Do you know what
I
fascinates me?
divide it. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what fascinates me? As a psychologist, you listen to a lot of stories. Yeah, you hear a lot of stories. Yes. Some of
Hmm.
the traumatic, most of them traumatic. Yeah. Traumatic. So they fill you up. You try to find the solution set, but you feel you have a
You
lot. Huh?
Yes, some period of time pass, and you a little bit like doctors who is cutting
Yeah, and you not even
surgeon.
doctors, usual doctors, they are not as involved as psychologists. Now you involve from the every
Yes,
side, and you have a lot of stories. They are all painful, etc. So my question is, do you keep this all inside, and does it make you feel alive? Does it make you feel better in life, or you have to store them somewhere? So where is it everything
I'm
that you?
learning.
Mhm.
I'm always learning to elaborate. We're becoming psychologists, like container
Mhm.
of all this
Mhm.
rubbish, of all, and you should work very well on your energy, on what you are transmitting to people, and the ideas which I transmit to my people. I also follow them. For example, you asked me, let's do our podcast during night.
Mhm.
No, because I know that
Mhm.
tomorrow I will be a little bit destroyed,
Yeah,
and I cannot give
yeah.
to my clients complete stuff of energy. I cannot be hyper focused on them because they rent my brain for 1 hour, 1 hour 15. Uh, I'm showing them new pattern. I show them how they think. I help them to change. I support them. I'm container for their stories. And
One-on-one
this
or group
demands
sessions?
one-on-one,
One-on-one.
one by one. Yes,
Mhm,
I'm not doing for couples.
mhm,
And this needs a lot of energy.
mhm,
That is why I should think how
mhm.
to renew my energy always. And that is why I'm following some moments. For me, the rest, my condition is very important question.
How do you
Because if I
relax?
stay,
How do you, relax and recharge your batteries?
oh, there are a lot of possibilities. I need to do yoga. I
Hmm.
need to go on my body
Hmm.
to do some
Yeah,
exercises,
physical is very
walking.
good. Physical exercise, very
Yes,
good.
for me, physical probably is the
Hmm.
best way to elaborate walking, not to look in computer, not to
On the screen,
close
yeah, the screen.
yes, to close telephone and to keep silence.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Sometimes to keep silence also with my family. Sometimes
Hmm.
very stupid things like I don't know to scroll reels
Hmm.
or to do some patience
Hmm.
in computer, just not to think. Sometimes for me, traveling is
Why
also
not
very
just
good.
to think? Is it bad when you're thinking and doing exercise at the same time, trying to solve some clients?
There is such effect
Hmm.
which is destroying our profession, which is named overburning.
Ah,
And if I will be always reflecting, I'm hyper focused when I'm working.
yes, but do you know Rick Rubin? Do you know this guy?
Hmm?
Rick Rubin.
Uh,
It's basically
no.
one of the most famous music producers. He worked like with Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica.
Mhm.
He's very Jay-Z is every he has like 18 or a lot of Grammys, etc. So very, very, and he says that when you do the stuff, it's like you're not doing this, you are being it.
Probably yes, yes.
So if you are being, you're like, why not 24/7? It never ends.
Let catch me the idea that I'm when I'm listening to my clients and
Mhm,
I'm analyzing them.
mhm.
That means that I'm also a little bit my clients. This your
Exactly.
idea?
Not a little bit, you become your client and you sort of go up or down with
No,
them.
for you it's like magic, like it's inside thought. I know that this is this way
Mhm.
because our clients it's
Mhm.
like field sort of choosing the person.
Yeah.
Uh, we choose always exactly the person. If you don't like even this psychologist, that means that this is some part of you which you cannot accept in yourself. And when you go to some person to work, that means that this person can resolve your
What does it
problem.
mean, not accept? What does it mean?
For example, you think that he is not very attentive, he is, I don't know, not giving very big result.
Mhm.
It's usually not about psychology, it's
Mhm.
about yourself.
Mhm.
Something about yourself. You know, like esoteric way of thinking, what is giving to me. There are no other people in every person you are. And when you see something what you like or what you don't like or some inspiration, that means that I can become this or this is me and something what I'm not accepting in myself.
So you try to eliminate every thought when you recharging batteries. Just being in the moment and present. You don't think about the job.
Sometimes I try to block my
Mhm.
thoughts. It is
Mhm.
very difficult. Sometimes I should write some diary to put away from my
Mhm.
brain something. And this is also very working instrument.
Mhm.
If you have some chewing gum of thoughts, start to write your diary because you will reduce, you will eliminate, you will free some space in your storage.
Exactly.
Yes,
It's exactly like with writing because when you write a song, new song, you perform the song starts living its own life. It leaves your body and leaves the space for new material, actually.
yes. And for me, it's also a very good idea to communicate with animals. I have 6 cats, dog,
Six.
tortoise. Yes,
Serious. I I
yes,
remember your
yes.
black cat. Yes, the black, very unusual one. And I knew that you were a cat lady, yeah.
Yes, and
And now it's
unfortunately, this
six.
cat's already dead.
Yeah, yes, it's but I saw it just the other day when I was searching through some photos, pictures on your profile, and I saw
Hmm.
this little guy, and it's very esoteric cat. Yeah.
Yes, also very particular way how she found me.
Hmm.
This cat with torture color,
Hmm.
little bit
Hmm.
yellow, she found me 3 times.
And she looked like you. I mean, in a
Yes.
good sense, yeah. She's just like as esoteric as there was something in the eyes, yeah.
Yes, once I was working in one company.
Hmm.
No, once I was working with my friends
Hmm.
and walking at night. I found this cat. She was very sympathetic. I was touching, keeping her a
Hmm.
little bit, and let her go. One day I was working in my job, and she arrived to our office. It was very sunny May day, day of May, and she entered in the office. I was working on the second floor. She arrived to me and was sleeping the whole day in my knees. After I already understood that probably she lost and she's so person oriented, I put an interview, one message in contact just to find her property, her host. No one replied me. And going to the birthday with my ex-boyfriend, I told him the story, this cat which I met one day ago, several days ago. Today she arrived to me again, and she's so friendly, so nice. She was passing with me the whole day. He was not cat lover at all, but he changed the direction of the car. We arrived to our office, and she was sitting and waiting to me. We were living in rented apartment. I took this cat, and we left her in house. She knew that it's not necessary to convince me anymore, but to convince him. And when we arrived, she had no box for with sand, and she did pee pee outside in the room.
Yeah. Now I
My
understand
boyfriend
why
was
you
very
have now I understand why you have six cats. It's like good tribute to her memory.
what
Now
good way.
I understand like why you're having like six cats, yes, because it's a good tribute to her memory.
No,
No?
probably, but it's also the question which is under my research. Usually, my animals find myself. They follow me. I'm not taking cats. I'm not buying them. They are coming to me. And I have also very good rapport with them. For example, if it's darkness and I hear somewhere some animal, I know which of my cats is it. I know their voices. I know their way of walking. If I don't hear their voice, I know
Mhm.
every cat how is walking, her particularity. Yes.
It's interesting. The other day I was watching Ace Ventura. Do you remember this movie with
Mm. No, I didn't look.
Jim Carrey?
Mm-hmm.
If
Ah,
you,
probably yes.
yes,
Very
if you have watches just like that. But I wanted to ask you a more peculiar, how were you presented? I was very curious. I'm very curious about this. How were you presented with your diploma work? Do you remember this day?
presented.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. Can I tell you a
Mhm.
story?
Okay.
I lost my diploma.
What do you mean lost?
I lost. I don't know physically where is it.
Ah, but you can go to university and you can,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just entered to magistrate. It was necessary to
yeah.
give my diploma to them,
Ah,
and I understood that I have no diploma.
but you can take
That
data
means
from them. They can give you
yes,
the
yes,
data.
yes.
They can
I took
confirm.
data, but it's not already this hard. It's like
But
piece of paper.
still you can request that.
Yes, I requested, of course, but for me it was so obvious moment. I got my diploma, and in couple hours I have train to go to Moscow, and I went to live to Moscow.
But
I took my
I understand the gesture is sort of symbolic. As you lose, yes, it's symbolic. You lose, and it's sort of the idea that. knowledge, real knowledge, not on a piece of paper, yes? But it's still sort of looks cool on your shelf. Yeah?
Yes, yes, yes. It was not so important for me, and I lost.
Ah, look, my question was, when were you presented not the actual diploma, but with the topic of your diploma?
Where I was presented to
Yeah,
my Wilkie
where were you
Collins
given
Woman
the
White.
topic for your diploma, and how was it? Did you have you didn't have any choice, like to disagree or agree, or just it's interesting. I'm curious about that.
Just to choose another topic, you mean?
Yeah,
Probably I choose.
yeah,
Probably I could,
yeah.
but I accepted what
Mhm.
they propose. Till now, you ask me this question, but I repeat
Uh-huh.
that probably is not so important element for me because I was choosing the easiest way
Hmm.
to arrive to maximum result
Mm.
for me. I knew that whatever I will take, I will write.
Interesting, but you
I
have.
didn't have,
Mhm,
hmm?
mhm, go,
I
go.
didn't have the best, the most interesting author for me. No, I didn't have this. Uh, okay, I accept it. The same, by the way, is happening now in my magistrate. I know that now we have a lot of restrictions in Russia about law of psychologists. We develop standard. Probably they will take very strict solution about like European standard. And my responsible of my department in university, Moscow University of Psychoanalysis, Guli Tahirovna Bazarova. She is a person who can influence this law. And for her, it was necessary to create like sort of association. And now it's a moment when everything is starting. And she asked several persons who could help her to do this work. In reality, what could be my way? I could choose some topic which is mostly interesting for me. I don't know, for example, food disturbs, or I don't know, traumatic moments of life, and to develop some topic on this and to become specialist of this exact topic. I went to this way because I know that probably it's more profitable for me. I will continue to work with Russia. Probably some perspectives of this association could be open for me in future. Probably it's a good way to promote myself in future because if I will be part of the creator group, of course I can get more roles and possibilities in this. At the end, I will write my topic in any case. In any case, whatever is necessary for me in order to work with my clients, or I will take some course, or I will learn some information by myself, but I will arrive.
It's interesting.
Understand?
Yeah, yeah. It's. Do you remember we had these classes when we studied English literature, analyzing it? Yes. It even happened during the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy these classes? They were in English and analyzing English literature and English
I was
authors.
enjoying everything and not enjoying at the same moment.
Che domani non so che cosa si vestirà.
Okay.
Potevi iniziare a
Okay. Enjoying and not enjoying at the same moment. I don't remember. You know, I remember
Mhm,
things which are more important for me
mhm.
and things which are probably were shaping myself but less influencing. They were less influencing on my life. I can eliminate sometimes.
Do you have
Yes.
exercise? Do you have exercise books from this period?
No,
No? You threw it
nothing.
away?
Yes.
Oh
I changed
gosh.
my apartment. How many times you changed your apartment in these 20 years?
Me?
Yes,
One time?
one time. Me, maybe 10 times.
10, really?
Yes,
So you're prepared for a very portable person in this way, a minimum, absolute minimum, yes?
of course. When you change
I
apartment,
would
you
take
understand.
this, yeah, okay.
Yes, you could take, but for what? Imagine if you should, I don't know, 5 cars to bring up and down
Yeah,
10 times.
yeah,
The whole house. The
yeah.
whole house.
You're a minimalist, yeah?
No,
No? I
no.
see just the black wall behind you, nothing. So it it sort of gives you an idea of minimalism.
Uh, if I'm minimalist, in
Yeah.
any case, I need good things for me.
But it's interesting because white collar it's associated with word. Yeah, word means a place where patience. Yeah, and it's very not. It's sort of it's like orange. Yeah, the colors that impacts personality. Do you like white color and why? Why white? It's very sterile. Yeah.
It's an ideal color
Yeah.
to work,
Mm-hmm.
to have
Mm-hmm.
good vision on
Mm-hmm.
my picture, to have contrast, not to have any noise.
Mm-hmm.
Outside is very good for
Mm-hmm.
people to concentrate. For me, is a color which is easily changeable. If I'm tired of white, I can put some, I don't know, green sofa with red pillows and the white becoming much more interesting. But I can change this immediately when I'm tired of this. For me, white is good base for everything, where you can draw whatever you want.
Yeah. It looks like paradise. Yes.
But you can choose your life, live like a paradise.
Yeah.
It's always
Interested.
a question of your choice.
I agree. Yeah. Ksenia, what is the best job in the world?
Every person has his best job.
Of course, your job. What is your best job in the world for you?
Mine,
Yeah.
considering that I will reply you in archetypical way of, in archetypical, no, in esoterical style.
Okay.
My archetype is this.
Really? How did you
Yes,
figure that
this
out?
is, you can learn this different systems. What does it mean this for you?
Well, it's interesting. I don't understand. My archetype is death. What does it mean? You have
I will
qualities?
explain.
You have qualities of
Yes,
death inside you?
yes,
And
I
what
have
are
a
the
particular
qualities of death?
this. This, what is for you this? I'm asking.
You asking like deep question I need to think about. For me, death, I guess I will understand it in the future, but what does it mean? What is for we can answer things that we experienced, yes? How can you answer
Yes, I can.
something that you never experienced before? Yeah.
No. But in any case, you can
If
even
you start even
experience.
asking this question, it's sort of you may solve this
Okay,
question in
have
that.
you ever read? Have you ever read any time in your life people who passed clinical death?
Clinical, it means I've heard about situations, but I've never been a fan of this literature.
It's very curious. I suggest you to read. There is Travel of the Soul. It's a doctor uh, who was doing a lot of regression with people. He was putting them in hypnosis, and people who had this clinical death or some other experiences very particular, he was asking what was happening at this period with them. Read this book because he collected thousands of these stories, and this became like a book bestseller. Uh, and in any case, this is some transmission or transformation. And why people choose me like a person? Because I'm a person who can give them this input to be changed. And what is about myself? I'm a person who is continuously changed. I changed 10 places of living. I changed cities of living. I was living in Kaliningrad, Moscow, Italy, and I don't know if it is my last appointment. Now I want again to be a little bit more close to Kaliningrad, but I know what else I want also. I changed professions a lot of times, going sempre, always something similar, something close to each other, but in any case with completely different approaches. At this period of lifestyle, at this period of life, the best profession for me is to be psychologist. But I know that probably it will be not final story, because I'm also doing parallel movements to develop other stories.
Can you be a writer?
No,
No?
no, I want money.
You say, well, you can make money with writing.
Hmm?
You can make money with writing. But you know, do you know what fascinates me? This phrase sort of fascinates me. I have qualities of death. What are qualities in
No,
you?
not of this. It's my archetypical
Yes,
structure.
archetypical. So
Yes,
what is
I
they?
told you that it's continuous transformation. How
Life
it
is
was
also continuous transformation.
not for everyone.
Well,
You
that's
change
also.
your apartment only
Mhm.
once, me 10 times. And that, to
You're
change.
saying look, it's interesting. You're saying if I change my apartment one time,
No, you
it's
change. Try to catch.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to
No,
reduce
I'm
your.
just saying, you know, like regardless of what you ask, I think you don't have to change. It doesn't depend on the amount of changing. The transformation doesn't depend because the real change happens here.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. But to take different vectors of life, sometimes even ridiculous opposite, is something what is determining this archetypical story. It's question of a little bit esoteric way of thinking
Okay, I got
things.
it. So you are saying that you are dying every time you change something, you're dying, and
Of course, for example,
you
in
adjusting yourself
astrology,
to a new sort of reality, and
yes.
yeah.
Do you remember ancient myths and so on, stories? When the person was guilty, what they did usually with this person? Someone was killed or someone was thrown from the city, was thrown from his place of birth. Why?
Yeah, that was medieval time. Why? Because
Why?
people didn't think a lot at that time because the easiest solution,
No,
especially for
no,
this. So
not
what
this.
do you think was the reason?
They were throwing because you can develop yourself better in the place where you're born. When you are thrown, you completely change your identity. You are coming with zero identity.
Yeah, it is true.
And this very difficult lesson, and not for everyone.
No, it's easy. It's easy to be
No, it's not
when
easy.
no, it's easy, much easier when you come to a place when nobody knows you. You sort of take the
If you
identity.
have, if you have very strong, like, how to say,
What?
posture, apora.
Foundation, yeah.
If you have
Core.
very good foundation inside yourself, in this case, yes, uh, you can do in good way. But if you have no foundation, you will be destroyed. And working with immigrants, I know what I'm speaking about. And I also pass this experience.
Where does this foundation come from? How do you think? Experience or
When you believe to yourself and you're convincing in yourself, when you understand that what is yours and what is others, in reality, we almost from the childhood, we don't have our personal thoughts inside ourselves.
Ksenia, is life a
How?
game? Is life a game, in your opinion?
Hmm?
Is life a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Hmm?
And what are the rules?
The rules are to play a game
The rules are
because usually people are scared to play
why?
because they think that I should be good girl,
Mhm.
good guy.
Mhm. Interesting. And is life for us? These rules are for us to break?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what I'm telling you.
Yes.
If person is able to change something in his life, he can win this life.
Yeah.
If person is following always the same rail,
Yeah.
it's very boring. There is no development, stagnation, diseases, and so on and so forth.
What do you like, Ksenia?
Me?
What do you
A lot of
like?
things.
Like.
What I'm liking.
Mhm.
What is lacking in my life? In small elements of life.
Mhm.
Sometimes, for example, I understand that I want something of my place of birth.
Mhm.
Some food, some smells, some streets. Sometimes I lack in Italy. There is not very good heating at home. A little bit of warmth, physical warmth. Sometimes I need to be understood a little bit in more profound way. That is why, considering that I'm analyzing quite profoundly people, uh, usually people don't think this way, and for me, it's very difficult to find people who is able to enter in the same profound,
Interesting. But
in the same depths.
it's interesting. This is an interesting point. So, if you try to engage somebody in conversation of depth, yeah, really, and they do not want to be engaged, what is like they run away or say I have to go to the movies or what? What?
No, no. Usually, people are ready to speak on superficial stories.
Like what?
What people in Russia eat,
Mhm.
what is the weather,
Mhm.
how is good this
Mhm.
politics or bad this
Mhm.
politics, this government of shit government, you know.
Mhm.
Usually they're not ready to open their heart.
Yeah, and what is the direction that you'd like to go?
I like to speak opening the heart.
Mhm.
I'm quite honest. I'm telling usually what I'm living in life.
Interesting. Do you think a lot before acting?
Depends.
Yeah, but for the most part, do you try to analyze just to
Yes,
calculate
yes, I'm
everything?
analyzing quite a lot,
Mhm.
but I understand that people win when they think less.
Why? Because you take decisions with your intuition. Yeah?
Because of course you can lose, but lost is also like the part of the way. People win when they think less, because when the idea is coming in our
Mhm.
brain,
Mhm.
you have also energy to do this. When you think too
Mhm.
much, you lose a lot of energy for nothing.
But they say you need visualize. Visualize, it's imagining, sort of already type of thinking.
Visualization is working only if you are doing also actions in this direction.
Yeah. So what do you like about your job?
About my job,
Yeah.
I understand that this will be always like for this period of like partial time
Mhm. Mhm.
job
Could
because
you work full time?
no,
Mhm.
I understand that I will
Mhm.
overburn because it's for
Ah.
me. I should also understand this. Probably, if I will increase volume of my
Mhm.
energy
Mhm.
more, I can pass through myself more people. But I also want to do also other things.
Like what?
I want to do some business stories, we
Yeah.
can say.
Interesting. So you're planning some.
Yes, I'm now trying to develop. I understand that this is not a quick question, but in any case, to create some passive income, which can help me to do things which I like to do more.
More than
Not more else, we can say. Because what I'm doing now, I like a lot. But I want to do something else also, because I understand that I'm a person who is working on this. I invested quite a lot of money and time in this just to understand, even on this level, what I understand. Because, also to be a psychologist is quite expensive story, quite expensive and quite long story. And I understand that probably, I think that probably it is the step for next step.
Yeah.
Also.
Do you believe that everybody has talent from
Yes.
birth?
Yes.
And some people develop, some people do not develop this talent. Yeah?
Yes.
How to recognize it?
If you are ready to do something even without paying.
Without what? Pain. That's
Being
true.
paid.
Yeah. What was your last argument about?
About what?
What was your last argument about that?
My talent, you mean?
No. Just in general. A person with whom you argued, yeah. What was it about?
Today morning. I was speaking with my teacher of yoga about my clients, about similarities which we live in our life, and they are very similar with the lives of our parents.
Yeah. And what were the books that you read when you were a teenager?
Everything what was necessary to pass exams, to go in school, something what was interesting for me, but almost all the literature of school.
No,
Big
just
part of
name authors and like which resonated with you, especially at that time.
difficult question. You told
Why?
me that some difficult because I don't remember. I read a lot of books, really a lot of books. Studying in literature, I think that all these were like creating folders of some experience of which I'm living in. Also, I'm basing myself on this, but I'm very bad in remembering names. I'm disaster in this. I don't remember names usually. Not of the movies, not of the books, not of the authors. My husband is a sommelier. He likes wine. He remembers every particular wine we drank in any particular moment of my life. I remember nothing of this.
So, who is the most original author, in your opinion?
Who is letting me to feel some strong emotions?
Yeah. Who is it? Who is it? Just
some time is passing. Today it can become one. Tomorrow probably he will not touch me anymore. I don't know. Now
dependent.
I remember Emile Zola, his hyperrealism. It was very touching at the moment. I like movies where I can feel and live life in strong way and to reflect why he chose this, why he did this way. I like to reflect on standard solutions of life, or even on standard solutions of life, but just understand how I could do this way in this situation.
Yeah, so you are stronger than your mood.
Not always.
Not always. So when does your mood conquer you?
We all, we are a live person. Sometimes you have up and down. It's normal. Depends. A lot of elements can fall down. Some relations in families, some situations in general. I don't know, crisis, bad weather. At the moment, everything can influence. In reality, everything is influencing every moment. Depends how much energy have at the moment to pass through this.
Yeah. What part do we play in forming our fate?
To fight?
In forming our fate, yeah? What part do we play?
In faith, you mean like religion?
No, fate. Fate, это как судьба, yeah?
In fortune.
Yeah, you can say it, yeah.
I think that we have, studying astrology, I know that we have faith, fortune. But in point B, you can arrive with different ways. But the fortune there is. Because you can, for example, your karmic aim to help to people. You can become a doctor, you can become a psychologist, you can go to work to social place. You can be a businessman and sometimes to do charity events. You can become Mother Teresa, Mother Teresa. You can become whatever, but in any case, there is some line which will be in any action you do.
Yeah. What person influenced, like had the most influence in your life?
What person can influence in his life? His life?
No, in your life. Just in your life, you have a lot of people. Some person that had the biggest
The biggest
impact.
influence
Yeah.
on me? Oh, I can tell for every person. Our parents. I can
Yes.
reply
Yep.
for every person.
Yep.
Our parents has the biggest
Mhm.
influence in our life. After you can meet people who can give us a big influence,
Mhm.
but primary, the biggest is, even if you don't have parents, it's also influence of the parents.
What do you do better than others?
To give frame to people, to structure them, to be super conscious, super focused. I can analyze quite profoundly. I see moments which other people usually don't see. What else? What else? I can create atmosphere. If you enter in my vibe, you will feel very comfortable. Probably I'm not 100%, 100 euros to be enjoyed by everyone, but if you enjoyed my vibe, usually you will feel very well in my company. And what else? That's all.
What do you sing in the shower?
I'm not singing. I'm not
Never,
listening
never,
to music.
never.
Very rare. And if I hear some music, listen to the music, usually it's all music which I was listening in my teenager age or something like this. Some funny things, freak things.
When you close your eyes, what do you see?
What I'm thinking?
What do you see when you close your eyes? Now, if you're closing your eyes right now,
Depends.
yeah? Huh?
Depends. I can do whatever. I can think whatever. Depends on the situation. Sometimes whatever. Even sexual fantasies I can think. I can think about problems. I can think the best solution. I can think. Sometimes I have problems with sleeping, and I'm thinking how to sleep, how to fall asleep. Sometimes I'm elaborating some movies which I looked before going to sleep. I don't know, whatever.
What is unique about you? Tell me.
I'm unique. Every person is unique, and
Yes,
I'm
I know,
unique.
but
And
what?
unique
What
about myself.
particular? Which quality? Like,
My way of doing everything I'm doing.
okay, what is your best habit?
My best habit. Uh, maybe to give frame to everything I'm doing.
What do you mean?
To organize, to structure.
And you enjoy from this.
I know that people are coming for me for this, to me for this.
Do you often talk to yourself?
What?
Do you often talk to yourself?
If I'm going to doctor often, you mean?
No. Do you often talk to yourself?
Ah, always, of course.
Really? Inside? Like
Yes,
without the sound, yes?
yes, of course.
How many characters?
I don't have any schizophrenic
Why
things.
schizophrenic? Every
No,
every every author
subpersonalities.
has, huh? Just one monologue.
No, it's impossible. Usually we have a lot of voices in our head.
So how do
They
you
are
handle
named
them? How do you...
subpersonalities,
Mhm.
subpersonalities.
Yes, and they're talking.
Depends on situation.
And
Because someone
mhm,
who even in your part of your body you
mhm,
have in your brain someone who is telling you are doing incorrect way, someone is telling that in incorrect way, another is protector,
mhm,
another is telling I will solve everything now, I will give space to everyone, one guy who is scared of everything.
mhm.
Have a lot of people and it depends who's winning. It's also part of psychology which is working with subpersonalities. If you are sure that you are different people at the same moment, that means that you are schizophrenic. Subpersonalities is a little bit different way story.
Yeah, it's a psychiatrist's job, yeah, I guess. Yeah. So why do you think some people do get married, some people don't?
Depends which aim,
Mhm.
like a soul they have.
Did marriage make you happier person?
What?
Did marriage, your marriage, may make you happier person?
Marriage is always point of growing.
Because you haven't done before, yeah?
I had relations before for almost 8 years, and now I'm 10 years in marriage.
What is the difference between marriage and when you're just in a relationship?
Only legal
Yeah?
part of the story.
Only this.
Some sort of responsibilities, probably. No, of course not only this, some sort of responsibilities. There are different elements, yes, which can influence, but not too many. In reality, in my opinion, when you enter in some energical space of another person, you live with them, with him, with her, it's already marriage. But if I will tell you even profound way, esoteric way, even every sexual contact has a very big influence on us. Sometimes you even don't understand how and which.
I
But
think
it's very important.
I remember we were arguing this point back then, and when I met you during this at the not Red Square, we have in Russian it's called in Kaliningrad. Площадь как основная, yeah, main city square,
Victory.
yeah, and yeah, Victory Square, and I was making some I think I was filming some video and we were arguing exactly about that. But what would you say are the advantages and disadvantages? Just main advantages and disadvantages of being in a marriage.
In marriage,
Yeah,
freedom.
freedom.
Probably for me, this is a question not of freedom. I'm free from one point of view, but you have more responsibility for other things. For example, if I'm not so responsible for my husband, in any case, I'm responsible for my child. And this is also product of my marriage.
Does this responsibility take some freedom away?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that your child now
Mm-hmm.
is ill,
Mm-hmm.
he needs to eat, you cannot do whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want. You can do,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, this is lack of responsibility.
It's not a child, it's a
Because
okay.
because child is fragile and he's dependent on you 100%.
Child is a sort of a big deal, yeah?
Of course.
So it's a
The
big,
best project of your life,
really.
of course.
What makes you think this way?
Because you see some version of you, but completely different. Because you understand that even if you will die, you will continue to live in him.
I never understood that
That
point. I
many,
know that many people think that, but do you like inwardly you have this feeling, yeah?
of course,
And it makes you happy, peaceful?
it's something you know, you have sense
Yeah,
of everything you do much more. Because when you do in reality, you don't need too many things. You need, but
that's
for
also was this okay.
for some other people, for children, you can do something more. And also they're like your battery and sense for what you are doing this.
So you're saying your personality had changed a lot since you had a child, yeah? Or not?
Yes, yes, of course. It's changing usually
Yeah.
180%
In which respect? In every respect.
in every. You should reconstruct all your life in everything. If you live before only for yourself, after you understand that you should to put inside of your life someone else, and every your solution will depend on him
So
also.
how many more children do you plan to have?
Now
10.
I'm okay.
10.
I don't
It's a perfect number. But one is fine, yes?
probably not the best for him, but I should enter in joke also myself. And I should decide at the end.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, because when you have a kid, it's I don't know. For example, I want if I have a kid, I'd like to have a lady, not a gentleman. I don't want to have a, and this is like gives me this fear. If a guy comes
The
out,
girl,
what I? Hmm?
the girl, you want to have a
Yeah,
girl?
of course. They're flexible, they're creative, they're interesting, etc. And so if guy, but not even if, because I want a girl, the guy will come 100%. It's just law of of and what to do
No,
with
I
him.
wanted to have a boy, and I get a boy,
Yeah, yeah,
and I knew that I will get a
really?
boy. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Unbelievable. Do you think it affects your desire and you programming yourself? I want to have a boy, boy, boy. Yeah.
Um, probably yes.
You knew that. How did you know? How could you know?
No, in reality,
You
I have
hoped.
one lady who was sensitive. She told me that
Mhm.
yes, you know, just the child in your energetic field is
Mhm.
coming 1 year before even the moment when you have this sexual contact, just to have it.
Really?
Yes. For example, yes, this way. You know that in some Asian countries, Korea,
Mhm.
people calculate the age from the moment of sexual contact of mom and father.
Interesting.
When the child is born, he already has 1 year old.
Really?
Curious.
Is it
Yes.
just for is- like in actuality?
Because everything is counts.
Mhm.
Everything counts. Everything has its influence. And this period, prenatal period, is very, very important. I can tell you also very interesting idea. When your granny was pregnant of your mom, already cells of you were in the body of your mom and in granny. That means that every influence your granny got, these three last generations, you know, and you act also considering these patterns. But we have even before some big influence. We can tell that the last 7 generations they have very big influence on us, but the last 3 they have the biggest influence. And you arrived in this world when you were not existing at the moment
Yeah,
in
it's
the
this.
body, when your
It's
mom was a cell
it's
already. She had some sexual cells to produce in future her children.
It's this idea, interesting idea, that a lot of people have problem with death. Yeah, nobody wants to die. But it's interesting because we appeared from nothing. We don't have any problems with the fact that we sort of appear, come to this world from nothing. It's just interesting
For
to
me,
think about it. Yeah.
it depends if you have scares of death when you think that everything is finishing after your death. In reality, nothing is finishing. For me, I'm not very scared of my death.
But it's sort of senseless and pointless even think about that because we sort of need to keep going and need to be
Read this
busy.
book about traveling of the soul. Newton, traveling of the soul, путешествие души. Read this book and you will understand something about this argument exactly. Very good book.
Ksenia, who gossips more? She or he?
Question which I don't recognize like a question because I don't want to give like labeling for people. Because I know a lot of men who are gossiping a lot and a lot of women who is not gossiping and on the contrast.
What makes you you?
Everything, every detail which is entering in my field.
But for the most part?
People. We are growing on people.
How to develop talent or genius? And what is the difference between talent and genius?
Genius, if with the help of your talent, you will find something, the most particular solution. Talent is what you have from the birth. A genius when you will be able with this talent to find something outstanding, something particular, what no one before could do.
Yeah, a couple of examples in your opinion, who are genius? Einstein was genius?
A lot of people
Michelangelo?
in the spheres, they're genius. Yes, of course, every one of them were in some sort of genius. Nick Vujicic, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, I don't know, people who is Gagarin, I don't know, Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, a lot of people who were out of the Galileo Galilei, they were more than a person at the moment.
Ksenia, where do the words live?
The words?
Yeah, the words live.
The words in sense, I didn't catch.
The words, where do the words live? The words.
The word слово.
Yeah, exactly.
In your brain, but it's arrived in your brain with the help of someone. As I told you that we don't have our personal thoughts till a certain point. But even after you don't have your personal thoughts, because some new thoughts also arrived in your brain, we can say that the world in eternity is full of any experience, every word, every language. To know this, you should learn from someone. Every information is entering in yourself was put by someone inside of you, or by something. And that is why we can tell that we don't have anything of ours.
So the words do not live in dictionaries.
Yes, they live in chain of peoples and chain of generations.
It's famous Virginia Woolf, I don't know, you've heard about her, yeah. She gave a lecture about that the words do not live in dictionaries. They develop and they do not like our morality. They do not like being advised, yes. So they live just completely, yeah. And it was true. Ksenia, do you live more in reality or in your imagination?
In reality.
In reality? What is the difference?
Imagination, what has now not points in reality. Imagination, what has no movement and action in this direction. Reality, what is based on something.
What do you want from life?
To live better life. My better life.
In which way? What does it mean better, like, for you?
What I enjoy at the moment more. And moments are changing.
What do you like to think about in the morning?
That today I'm doing my best choice for me. Sometimes I'm not doing the best choice because I have some things which I don't want to do maybe today, but I'm obliged to do. And I want to get up. We saw that this is the best day and the best choice at the moment.
What you always wanted to do but never had time for?
I'm scared probably not had time to throw myself from parachute.
Oh, parachute jump. Yeah, parachute jumping.
Yes, I'm scared a little bit because also I'm responsible for the child and I can risk this way. Nothing is probably so particular what I refuse to myself. No, what I want, what I'm eager to do, I'm working usually on this. This is something what can have big risk and I'm not doing for this reason.
What do you usually read before going to sleep?
Read?
Yeah.
Very stupid things sometimes.
Really? Like what?
Mobile.
Comics?
Some post, something short, because if I'm tired, I need to not to think too much.
How much time do you really need to know who the person really is?
I don't know what does it mean really is, because when you face the same person, he will in your field will act this way. In my field, he can act this way. Depends. We are like always two puzzles which are entering perfectly in one and another. That is why what you heard probably that people in marriage, one husband can do this way, and when he's divorcing and go in another marriage, he's behaving completely in different way. In reality, not completely different, but for this lady, some changes he do is completely different. That is why I'm thinking that every person who is facing another person, some patterns can be similar, but some can be completely different.
Ksenia, is it easy to change the habit?
No. Sometimes you need years to change the habit.
Have you ever smoked?
Because, huh?
Have you ever smoked?
I was trying, yes.
Yeah, but it's not your.
No.
So it was not even the question of getting rid of it. Yeah. How would you describe yourself, just in a few words?
What?
How would you describe yourself?
How you asked me already this question.
But in a nutshell,
I'm quite a good person involved. If I have very strong selective side of the person, and not everyone can enter in my field and become my close friend. That is why I'm quite reserved. But if I understood that this person is close to me, I will open a lot of my sides and can be a foundation for him or for her. I'm quite open-minded in some elements, in some elements quite closed. I love nature. I love interesting people, interesting for me. And I'm always working to develop myself and to become a good version of me.
Do you have talent to irritate people?
Yes, of course.
Is it a skill or from birth?
To irritate other people.
Yeah.
You know, every medal has two sides.
Yeah.
Something good for me is bad for you, and on the contrary. Of course, I can be very
mhm,
irritating for
mhm.
people. I know this. And I know in which sides. I'm very directive, and this is very heavy sometimes for people. But for people who has very weak self-construction, it can be very good foundation, for example. At the beginning. Of course, in this case, we are entering in a role of parent-child and so on and so forth, but I know also how to manage this.
Why do we play games in relationships?
Because this is based off another approach of psychology, transact analysis. We play games because we are people and we cannot work in another, we cannot live in another way. You can only go out from the game, but if you have very high level of conscious.
How to squeeze everything from life?
To squeeze everything.
Yeah.
To listen to your heart and to do what your heart is telling you, suggesting. Sometimes it's very dangerous for you, can be at the moment. You can think that it's dangerous, but in reality, it's the best way for you.
Who is your role model?
I don't know, have role models.
No, not even one.
No, I don't want to be look like someone else. I want to do my way, and my role model is comparison with me yesterday and me tomorrow, and me today.
Should we first try to make other person happy or ourselves?
Ourselves.
Why?
Because you cannot change other person if
What
he
is
didn't ask,
Hmm?
especially.
Hmm?
Especially if he didn't ask you to change him.
Yeah. What is the most important thing in life?
Life.
Hmm? Well, it's too
Life.
general. I mean, in a particular, what is the most important in life? Life, do you mean
Time.
the process? Time, yes?
Time
Why?
you have.
Why?
Because it's the only thing which cannot be renewed in your life. You have time, and this time will finish one day. And every one of us has a tomb with dates of life, period of birth and period of death, and between them there is small stripe.
Moment.
And depends what means this stripe for every one of us and how you lived. One day I had one client who had very big problem. I don't want to tell which sexual problem. And I proposed him to calculate time in his life. Just I told that you started to do this from 15 years old and you probably will live till 70 years old. We calculated time by day, how much, and it will be like 10 years of his life, which he will spend only on this. I told this is something you can tell to the world. I did this 10 years of my life. From 70, I did this. 20, I slept. 5, I ate. What else?
Ksenia, where does inspiration come from?
From whatever.
From nothing?
Depends how you are able to look the world. We need to finish. I
Wrap
need
it up.
already.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. Well, that was hell of a session. Yeah. It's interesting. I think, Ksenia, if you don't mind, probably in the future, maybe we can do the second part because we're just getting some. But it was. Is there a connection? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it was very deep session. A lot of question.
Insights for you.
Huh?
a lot of interesting thoughts for you, probably.
Yeah, I think for both of us, yes. And it's
Yes,
interesting because we haven't seen each other for a while and see the
of course.
the point, yeah, where we are now. It's very because we sort of share this period of time in the past, and this period is connected with this energy, etc. And always we know what we wanted back then. Yes, we like sort of where the directions we went, and now it's sort of it's like a time machine and also reality check, yes, at the same time. Yeah, so Ksenia, it was thanks for coming. Thanks for coming and sharing
Thank you for you
insights.
for the
Thank you.
questions.
Yeah. So have a great week and see you next time.
Thank you. Also you.
It was a pleasure,
Let me
Ksenia.
show after the result. Huh?
It was a pleasure, yeah. Haven't seen you for a while, so yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And I think that for the nearest future.
Yeah, well, keep in touch, Ksenia.
Yeah. Bye. Все, я выключаю.
Yep.
Okay.